Jesus Christ, you people suck.
Wow.
Wolverine on it.
Back in the days when we played video games, it was hardcore for the nerdy and lazy. Now things have changed and all our video games are also for the casual and lady.
But that's okay, you know the score. We told you a million times before. Playing consoles, not just games, is in the past. And every week you listen to the best damn internet radio crew. It's the N4G podcast. It's the N4G podcast.
Alright, it's time for another week of N4G Radio. We only get to do this once. This is episode 711. For August 22nd, 2022, and on the show, we got all kind of people. We got Anthony.
I'm the roller dog that has been sitting there all day,
For
but
sure.
it's still going to be delicious when you buy it. Yeah.
We got Drew calling in from Bosnia.
Back in Bosnia.
Back in Bosnia. We have Terrence on the show.
I don't have a funny intro. I'm sorry. Like, I was sitting here trying to think of what I'm like, well, damn.
We got the Wombird too.
I'm not going to talk about being a roller dog.
Why not? Video games.
Are you the old slice of pizza that's been sitting there all day?
Oh,
I'm
that's...
the uncleaned slushy machine.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We're really painting the image of this whole 7-Eleven, boys.
Right.
Thank you. Come again. All right. Let's talk about video games. Let's kick this party off since there's so many people here. 711 episodes. Who gives a flying fuck, Anthony? You want to kick this off?
Yeah, sure. Wrote my review for Cult of the Lamb last night.
Yeah.
So you've been playing it, Ken.
I started it, and then I got roped into a bunch of review games, but I'm gonna go back to it.
That's understandable. That's the thing that I kind of tried to nail home was like I actually started the review, wrote about a page worth of review, and went, no, I don't like where this is going, and restarted last night. Big part of it was this really isn't a roguelite game. Like that's there, but that's not the main focus, even though that's where the story kind of keeps going through. It's all about the cult management and simulation specs, because it's, I think I describe it as, you have to leave the kids home alone and go to your job, but there's no babysitter, so you just hope that it doesn't burn down while you're out. I love the fact that this game, because if it was a roguelite on its own, it wouldn't be great. But the fact that it's this decent roguelite, and then it's this big cult management simulation that you're having to manage when you're not there, I think is great. And I think the problem is that a lot of people are going to see roguelike in the description of this title and be like, oh, another one of those fucking things. And it's like, yeah, I can understand how that would be the opinion to have, but that is not really the focus. That's the diversion, so you have to step away from the cult at times.
It reminds me a lot of Moonlighter, where
I love that game.
That's similar.
Yeah, you do that dungeon run and then you come back and do the real game.
Yeah, where you sell the stuff that you got on the... Yeah, I love Moonlighter.
Yeah, that's what this
Moonlighter
game...
is like my jam.
That's what this game
Yeah.
feels a lot like. You do these little randomized dungeon runs, you collect your resources, then you come back and you manage your cult. And managing the cult is the bulk of the game.
Yeah, that's a pretty accurate comparison. I was going to say there isn't too much that's really like this, and I think I said it's one of the best. I think it's the best cult simulation, because I don't think there's too many.
I was going to say, what's the bar on that?
I think there's only two others. I think there's Cult Simulator and Super Cult Tycoon 2 or something like that, which was like a small indie project that's free. Because it doesn't fall into the whole, like, drink the Kool-Aid. It's like, no, every character has their likes and dislikes, And you have to sort of figure out the best way to please as many people as possible so you don't get dissenters and stuff, because that is a thing that can happen. And a jail is a thing you can build. And do you want to rule out of fear or kindness? And there's no morality system. It's just, hey, if you choose the more harsh options, you get a better payout, but you have to be more involved with managing your cult, because there's going to be the likelihood of more dissent. So I was pretty impressed with everything that game has to offer. I think it's one of the best games of the year. If it wasn't as cute as it was, this game would be far more disturbing. It's kind of like the sequence in It Takes Two. It's like it has to be cute, because otherwise you'd be highly disturbed.
I was disturbed anyway. Shit.
Yeah. Well, this game has some stuff like that. Like, you can eat your villagers.
Yeah, you can.
That's an option that you can take.
Cannibalism is a path that you can choose.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's pretty messed up. And it's not like, oh, I'm just going to eat somebody that's alive. No, you wait for them to die and then you feed them. And you can do it secretively, too. You can do it while everybody's asleep. And
I feel really weird. Like, I played this and I played Hell Pie, and I just feel like I'm making all kinds of deals with the devil in video games lately. And they're like colorful and cute, and I don't get it.
I don't even think... I think part of it is just, hey, this is really dark subject matter. It's easier just to take the edge off with some cute graphics. Plus, it's not like this game doesn't have a ton of style. Like, it's this 2D, 3D sort of thing. Everybody's two-dimensional, but they present it in like a 3D way. I'm impressed with it. And I gave it a good score, so watch out for my review. I know it's a bit late, but I wanted to make sure I engaged with nearly everything. I played Power Wash Simulator. Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that enough. Everybody else has. I like it. It is what it is. I don't really know how to go into detail. You wash things. I prefer washing things in real life with the power washer, but yeah, I mean, it's satisfying and I don't have any actual mess to clean up after. I'm not covered in mud or water. And then I'm gonna leave the one to last. I played Kirby's Dream Buffet.
Is it Dream Buffet or is it just Buffet? I don't know.
Dream Buffet. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think that game is?
I think it's like a 4-player Fall Guys, but I'm not on that scale.
So, anybody else have any guesses of what it is? Because I was expecting Fall Guys. I can kind of say it's not that, really.
That's what I was thinking. Like, I read, a blurb about it, and I was like, okay, it's, it sounds like it's probably Kirby Fall Guys kind of mashup thing.
It's like... It is like you took Mario Kart, put it into Fall Guys, and then added some Mario Party elements.
I mean, that makes me more interested in playing it than Fall Guy Kirby.
So there's more than just Kirby in the race, but the rest of the characters are Waddle Dees. And I have to assume that they might go to more players at some point. It's just weird for there to be as many Waddle Dees in the races as they are, because they are kind of a non-entity once you get going. But they're at the starting line, so I don't fully understand that aspect. But you're Kirby, and you roll him around like a ball, and there's strawberries in the course, and you want to eat as many strawberries as you possibly can. So it's a linear course, and by that I mean you go from, it's a sprint. It's a beginning to end. There's not like you're going around with laps or whatever. So you start off, and you're doing a sprint. And there's a couple different levels that unlock and stuff. And you're trying to collect strawberries along the way. You get a couple power-ups. Just generic Kirby ones like fire, the wheel, there's a tornado power up, and they all have like a food theme. Like everything is food themed in this game. And you're rolling, and when Kirby is small and you get knocked off the course, you have a long time to kind of float back. But as Kirby eats, he gets bigger. He rolls faster when he's bigger, but you get less time to like get back to the course. So there's this combat element, as you can knock other players aside using powers. You can knock them just by being bigger or running into them if you're the same size. And so you're trying to get to the end. The end of these courses have big plates of strawberries. I think it's a 50, a 20, and a 10. And again, as you eat, you become bigger. So you really want to be getting as many strawberries on the way there and then getting to the biggest plate. Then it goes into a mini game. And the mini games generally are like strawberries are going to fall from the sky or defeat enemies or break boxes. And it's just collecting strawberries. So you finish the mini game. It drops you into another sprint. And each sprint has like its own things. Like some of them have jelly walls that you roll into and you climb up slowly. Some have like eggs that you bounce on to get up higher. And some of them are like ice, because it's ice cream cones. So there's a bunch of ice blocks as the floor, and it's slippery. And you make it. It's another sprint. And then once you're done that sprint, you go into a battle arena where strawberries are dropping, but you're actually actively attacking each other. Again, the whole goal is to have the most strawberries eaten at the end, because you all get weighed on scales. But so I do pretty well. I get into the scales. I have the most strawberries, but it's not like that big of a gap between me and the next computer opponent, because I started with the computer before I jumped in online. And it starts doing those random Mario Party sort of stars, you know? Like, oh you ate the most blueberries because you're mostly eating strawberries, but there's other fruits that you can eat. So there's blueberries and cherries and I think grapes. And so like, oh, well, this person ate the most blueberries, so here's 40 strawberries for them. This person fell off fell off the course the most times, so here's 40 strawberries for them. And this player defeated the most enemies, so there's 40 strawberries. Okay, let's tally everybody up. Oh, I lost. Right? So it's more than just being the fastest. It's sort of everybody kind of trying to know, okay, so I want to hit the cherries in my way as well as get strawberries, because that might be a bonus at the end that might literally tip the scales in my favor. And I was kind of impressed with that. Kind of annoyed at first, like, oh, motherfucker. But when I played online, it actually made it a lot closer of a match between me and my opponents. And I really liked the fact that it wasn't just the fastest and wasn't just the best player. Like, it really varied depending on like how it wanted to dole out those extras at the end. And I had won a couple of online matches. And yeah, it's just a lot of fun. But what's nice is, depending on where you place and a bunch of other things, so like if you set the computer to harder, if you place in first online, or playing online in general, they'll give you bonuses. So when it tallies up your score into your level meter, it gives it a multiplier. And the multiplier, the leveling system unlocks new costumes, unlocks new music to race to, unlocks new courses, and a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm just kind of impressed on how much there is in this game. There's like some 100+ levels that you can go through to level up, which is kind of insane to me. I don't know who will play that long, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. For as simplistic as it is, I'm kind of impressed with the depth of it as well. It's definitely not going to set the world on fire, though, I don't think. It's just weird enough where I'm like, I could see people being like, I don't get this. But as like a racing game, I think it's ingenious. Like, I'm impressed alone with the racing. Like, that could have just been the whole thing. Because there's so much to going on in the course, and how it kind of picks the winner. There's some pretty smart things going on. I hope people give it a shot. It is $20, which is like $15 would have been a better price, I think, because it's just once you hit like
15.
20, it's like, okay, well, it was saying, hold on, give me a second here. That might be the old Canadian pricing. I'm going to open this in a private window and see if it comes up.
It's loading. The eShop is so slow. Yeah, $14.99.
Okay, so $15, that's a good price. I would say give it a shot at 15. If it was 20, I'd be like, yeah, it's a bit of a harder sell. But yeah, I mean, I was playing it before we started the podcast. I was like, I think I get a couple races, and they're short. You can play like a full match in under 10 minutes. So I am impressed. And the last game I played, because we said it'd be fun if I downloaded it and played it. Well, what Madden is it?
It's always
23?
a year later. 23.
23? So I downloaded the trial for Madden 23. Well, I couldn't remember if it was just Madden or not.
That's what I was
had
cool
fun.
to call it. You just call it
Didn't know
Madden.
what the fuck I was doing. Well, I just didn't know if it was like Madden because like John Madden is the focus of this.
No,
Yeah.
it's
Can't
always
remember if there's a number
people
at
just
the end.
always call it Madden.
Yeah, which actually, oh man, when we worked at a video game store, it would always piss me off because people would come in there and be like, "Hey man, y'all got that Madden?"
Yeah,
Yes,
y'all
sir.
got that
I have
Madden?
Madden 03,
Get that
04,
new Madden?
05. Yeah, like what do you want? What? Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So I was playing Madden 04. I really enjoyed it. What I was really impressed with was not a not as a football fan or a video game fan, was just that they were really paying tribute to John Madden in the demo I played.
Yeah.
He was the coach on both sides. They had like a different era of John Madden as coach. They had like in the intro screen, they showed even the original Madden with like a digitized John Madden there, and I was like, wow, this is like really a love letter. I mean, fuck, I know John Madden outside of the video games. Even I don't watch fucking football, so you know, it's like, damn, that's really nice of them to put in this much effort. But then I'm playing the game and I'm like, yeah, this is a lot of fun. I put it on like the easiest setting of the simulation mode. I could have played arcade, but it's just like, fuck it, simulation is going to be more accurate, and I'm going to play it the amateur level anyways. And I destroyed the opponent. I had like 23-0. I was like, all right, maybe I should have played like the medium level. I did not let them get any down, so I was like, fuck you. But I was like, fuck, this is a lot of fun. I was impressed. Like, part of me is like, man, am I liking this enough to buy this?
Those games, like,
I don't want to buy a sports game.
Sports games are fun, even
But
if you don't like the sport. Like, I hate baseball, but I love playing video game baseball.
See, I like baseball. I like baseball games, but I'm just not going to sit down with them because I'm just not a sports games guy. I like dumb shit in my sports games.
I absolutely love the show. The show is my sports game, and granted, the past couple have been kind of hit and miss, but they are free on Game Pass, so if you ever want to play the show, those are really good.
Yeah, you should definitely play the show.
Is there any of the sports games that aren't on Game Pass? Like, I know NHL's on there, NBA
Yep.
2K's on there, FIFA is on there. Like, you can try any sports game on Game Pass. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, even
But,
the UFC, even the UFC games are on there, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think a
that's
couple of
right.
them are, yeah.
Yeah.
I think more than anything, I was just so impressed with like presentation of Madden 23.
It's really good this year. Like, the presentation...
Like, everything just
is
was
big.
so fucking good.
Yeah, like, they did a really good job this year.
They're like, here's all the plays we recommend. I'm like, fuck it, that one sounds cool, let's do that.
Yeah, it's.
I have no idea. And I'm just like, I'm gonna futz my way through this. And I futzed my way into a win, is what I did.
Who did you play as, Anthony?
They're not real team. They weren't real teams.
It is, so the Madden 23 launches with what's called the All Madden teams, basically an AFC and an NFC, and it has like legends.
That's what it was.
Like Brett Favre is
like
the quarterback of the NFC side.
Yeah, so I played AFC.
Brady was on the other side.
Yeah, it's Brady.
We destroyed Favre,
Yeah.
made him throw a bunch of interceptions. But I'll talk about that.
Strahan was on my team.
It's a bunch of
anyways.
Madden's favorite players is what the thing was.
And I thought that was ingenious. I was like, oh, they asked me to pick my favorite team, but then they threw me into this, and it's like, oh, John Madden's versus John Madden. I'm like, well, that's kind of a neat concept. And I loved the real-time commentary. Like, it was... I was like, this is... I'm like, were sports games always good? Because I feel like there was a time period where it became way too simulation. And I was like, I don't feel like I'm playing a simulation game really here still. I'm playing a video game. Very clearly playing a video game. And I'm having a lot of fun, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I have no idea about football. Although, as I played it, I'm like, oh yeah, I actually knew about that. I know what that means. I'm like, yeah, okay, I do know more about football than I thought, but like, whatever. I fucking had a good time. You wanted to know my opinion on it because like, I don't know football really, and I don't play any sports games, and I was like, yeah, I really fucking loved it. I was like, I want my space back because the demo is like 30 gigs, but like,
yeah, it's the whole game.
Like part of me went, kind of want to play more of this.
You get 10 hours with the trial, and you can play anything you want in the trial.
It might be one of those, like, I wait until it's next... I might wait till it's just nothing next year, and just buy.
Well, they'll put it in Game Pass.
Next to nothing as last year's.
They'll put it in Game Pass around February, I think, is when they put it in.
Okay, I don't give a shit. I'll play an old sports game that I like rather than a new sports game that I have no idea if I'm going to like or not. The trial was there. You said it would be funny if I reviewed it, which you decided was a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't think that was probably the best idea, but yeah.
Yeah, fuck, it was... But I do like the... I was surprised with how many options I had to be like, oh, do you want to play arcade mode? And what level of simulation would you like if you were to play simulation?
There's so much more.
There's so many options.
There's so much
accessibility.
Yeah, well, there's also so much more within the game. You get literal per type of play gameplay sliders. So, like, if you're being intercepted too often, you can turn that down. Or if you can't run the ball, you can turn that up. Like, that's all within the back end.
Yeah, it's crazy how much.
I didn't realize you could choose your dance.
Yeah, with the right stick, you can pick what kind of dance
I like
you got.
that.
What a! I was just like, every time I had a touchdown, I was like, oh yeah, dance time.
You can also
like,
taunt.
This is great.
You can also taunt if like you're so far ahead of somebody chasing you when you're running. You can just hold down both triggers and hit the A button, and they'll like turn around and wave the ball at the other player.
I did not know that.
There was one player. Oh, and every time I like dodged like somebody trying to tackle me, it was the best feeling in the world. Oh, watching him stumble as I'm leaving him in the dust. Oh, goodbye.
Use that hit stick. Use the right stick to tackle somebody, and if you hit them with it, a lot of times it's just so satisfying.
Satisfying.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh.
Like, that's just it. Like, there was so much more, and I was like, I'm not even engaging with half of this. I'm just having fun. Yeah, I haven't had that much fun with a video game, especially a sports video game, in quite some time. Like, just one that I'm like, I have no idea what I'm getting into at all, because I haven't played a football game since, like, the N64.
Cool, they've come a long way.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how far have you come type of thing, and it's like, yeah, no, this is a completely different experience. So, yeah, that's it for me. I can't gush about that Madden game enough. I was having a lot of fun. And just, again, I have no, like, love for John Madden, really, because I don't watch the sport, but, like, to see people put that much effort into paying tribute, it's like, it makes you be like, oh, this is fucking amazing. Like, this is the type of stuff I wish more sports games would do. Like, we just lost an amazing player, let's do tribute to that player. I get it, with players it's a bit different. John Madden was, a coach, and then fucking was the announcer for decades, or color commentator, or whatever the fuck his actual position was again. You think he did it all. To the point where Frank Caliendo sits in my mind rent-free as his John Madden version. But yeah, I was just impressed with all the work they did.
Yep, that's really well done. All right, I'll move on to Drew then.
Okay. Few things. I did play Power Washing Simulator as well. That's a very satisfying game. It is one of those where when you get toward the end of something, and I've got like 2 little pieces of trim that I gotta find, and I can't freaking find it, that kind of gets on my nerves.
Did you know you could open your tablet and select the thing that's not completely clean and it will glow?
No. Damn
Yep.
it. Okay, well now I have
You
nothing
just
to
hit-
complain about. That is
you
Game
have-
of the Year.
You just hit the
Go
right.
ahead.
You just hit the D-pad on the right, and it
Well,
highlights where it's.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you can't see that, but
Yeah.
if you pull up the tablet and actually select the item that's not fully 100% clean, it will glow constantly.
Okay, that's what I
Yep.
needed.
Yeah, and then the other thing you can turn on that's not on by default is it'll tell you, you can turn on a thing that'll tell you what kind of dirt you're dealing with, so you know what nozzle you have to use.
Yep.
So, fun fact about this, I have yet to buy a soap.
Yeah, the soap just makes it faster. You don't
Yeah.
have to use it, so you also
Yeah.
have to buy the nozzle for the soap. Like, it doesn't just come with it.
I'm good then. I'm saving my money for the $10,000 one.
Oh, that thing is so nice. Oh, it's so nice.
So, yeah, I've been playing that on my off time. I finished Yakuza 5. That took forever. It was 38 hours I put into that game.
Feels short for a Yakuza game.
No, that was pretty long. But yeah, finished that up. We didn't record because Matt didn't finish till like 9:30 that night, and we're like, yeah, we don't have time to talk about this. So we're gonna record next week. And the game that I've been putting probably the most time into is Multiverses. Multiverses has grabbed me much like Street Fighter 4 did back in the day. Like this is like my new fighting game.
That game
I-
ain't Rumble versus Lunch.
Man, did
I-
it. Yeah.
I absolutely adore this game, and it's still in beta. That's the crazy thing.
That's what I was saying. When I saw the season
Yeah.
1 thing, I was like, it's still open beta? I thought this was the release.
No, they haven't.
No.
They haven't started the official. That's soon, though. So.
Hmm.
I'm assuming once they release, Black Adam and Stripe.
Well, you just ruined
That'll
part
be
of
like-
my news.
Well, sorry.
What's funny is this isn't the first characters. Like, the first characters were LeBron and Rick and Morty, which Rick and Morty still hasn't released. Which, by the way, they're 2 characters. They're not just one.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but I mean, it's really good. I feel like I feel like the matchmaking still needs a little bit of work, because the issue I see is that when you play a match, right, and you win, then you can do a rematch and you're allowed to change your character. Well, there's two problems with that. One, maybe I was just leveling up a character and I'm actually really good with Finn, so I can switch to Finn and then just dominate the next round. And two, if I'm trying to experiment with new characters, I don't have all the perks unlocked. So it feels like it's like an uphill battle because I don't have like a lot of the perks that I can equip on my character. I don't know of a way you could fix that other than not allowing rematches, or if you do allow a rematch, you have to select the same character. But then that just kind of ruins the fun, you know. I don't mind the perk system. I think the perk system's fine, but much like it was in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, like with the gems and stuff like that, it can alter a little bit. And I don't know, I'll have a partner on my team who doesn't have any perks unlocked. I'm like, okay, well, we're missing out on some buffs that I could be, using, and the other team's got everything unlocked already. But I think it's absolutely fantastic. It plays great. The rollback netcode. I haven't had a laggy match ever. It's really fantastic. And the fact of the matter is, it's free to play, so anybody can get in there and have fun with it. The one thing I will say is that if you are playing this strictly free to play, it's going to take a while to unlock all the characters.
Yeah, it is a grind to get gold.
It definitely is. I mean, they give you a good amount of options as far as doing certain quests in a game, like taunt so many times in a game and stuff like that, or get so many ring outs. But it is definitely a grind. Like, so far, the amount of hours I've put into it, I would say I've unlocked 3 characters, and I've probably put 15 hours into this game. So, and that's, and then sometimes it's the person that's already been in the rotation kind of thing. So far, I'm gravitating. I really like Finn a lot. And, to be honest with you, Wonder Woman is pretty badass as well. Like, those are my 2 main ones that I've been trying to get better with. I don't mind Batman, but he's not my style of character.
That's my guy.
Then there's also a few characters I haven't even tried yet. Like, and some of them I'm just like, I don't know if I'll ever learn this character. Like Steven Universe, I have no idea how to play as him. Like, that is one of those support characters that I'm just like, I just want to hit people. But I think it's really good. They've and they're digging pretty deep into the Warner Brothers franchises. The only question is who do they actually have access to?
I mean, they got fucking Stripe. How many kids today don't even know who the fuck Stripe is?
I'd say most of them.
To be honest with you, I didn't even know what that character's name was. I just knew it as the Gremlin.
I mean, Stripe's always had a name.
Stripe is a very specific gremlin.
I was going to say, are you talking about the Gremlin Stripe? That's very odd, but I guess I was answered very quickly on that.
Yeah. Like, they literally say his name in the movie. Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, he's very distinct because he has the fucking mohawk.
Yeah. And he's in both movies, too. Like, they bring him back.
Is he in both movies?
Yeah, he's in the second one. He becomes the spider in the second one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've only seen the second movie once in my life. I have it on Blu-ray. I have to watch it again.
But which version do you have? Do you have the Hulk Hogan version?
I think it's got both on it.
Okay,
I think
so it's got both versions
on it. Yeah, because the home release was different, right? Because what was it? What was the one for home release again?
I don't remember. I know one of them is the Hulk Hogan, and the other one is I don't remember.
Also, Gremlins was part of Lego Dimensions too, which was
Mhm.
very weird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Another series where it's like, who is this for? But then you go, why the fuck is A-Team here? And then you're like, okay, I guess Gremlins can stay.
It's weird that Gremlins is so old that it's like passed over a generation now. That's just weird.
Yeah. So wait a minute, Warner Brothers has the A-Team?
That's Lego, not.
Well, I mean, I think A-Team. I think it's Warner Brothers though.
It may be. Who knows? Licensing is fucking weird. Paramount
Yeah.
owns South Park, but currently they're available on HBO Max because of a contract that was signed. Go figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of Cartoon Network stuff that they could throw on there.
Yeah, but they'll just remove it off of HBO Max because fuck you, I ain't paying residuals.
I don't know. Like I'm interested to see how this game continues. Apparently, it was the most played game of the month.
It was also number one in MPD.
Also-
Yeah.
Yeah. Which what?
It's from the
free to play game.
It's from the pack or whatever they were selling. But still, the fact that
okay.
sold so much is crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. Okay.
Okay, so
Go ahead.
as I say, and I looked it up. So it's Hulk Hogan in Gremlins 2 if you watched it in the theater because they fuck with the film and Hulk Hogan stands up, right, in the audience.
Yes.
Home, it made it seem like the viewer's VCR had been broken by the Gremlins, where they do shadow puppetry over white noise before changing the VCR channels. Their antics stop at a broadcast of Chisholm, where John Wayne forces the Gremlins into continuing the film.
The digital version, I think, only has the one, which sucks. I love that movie. I finally did show those. Yeah.
The DVD and Blu-ray releases include the reworked VHS scene as well as the Hulk Hogan.
The digital version that I watched recently with my son was the Hulk Hogan one. So.
Oh, there you go.
I love those movies. They're both so different.
I'm not saying I want another Gremlins movie, but I'm surprised that's you know what? I'm not fucking have the fucking finger on the monkey's paw curl. Thank you. But I'm surprised that's a well that hasn't been returned to.
I mean, what's his name? Zach Galligan's been saying for years they were making another one, but they just never did. Oh well. What else, Drew? Got anything else?
Not really. Just small stuff here and there to get the Game Pass stuff. But
say it.
I finished both Paw Patrol games. I have no need to go back to them.
You had no need to go to them in the first place.
Oh no, I did.
You could have been getting the achievements in, Power Wash Simulator. Those are pretty simple.
Literally anything else. Yeah.
All right,
whoa.
Wait a minute. Some of those achievements in Power Washing Simulator are not easy.
Like what? I haven't had a problem getting any of them.
Did you try and roll the ball up the freaking slide?
Yeah, I did it in one try.
That is a damn lie.
No, I didn't.
Well, you're hold on. You're talking, Ken, you're arguing with someone who decided to play Paw Patrol the last couple of days. He has a totally different idea of difficulty at this point.
Oh, shit. No, I literally loaded it into free play because I didn't do it when I cleaned the playground the first time, and I went out there and I used the red nozzle and just pushed it right up slide.
That was impossible for me.
Huh.
I got the ball out of the half pipe, or not the half pipe, but out of the pool.
Yeah, I did that one. There's also like a specific one like clean this first or clean this last. The hardest one is keeping the gnome on the roof when you clean the church, because it's sitting on like if you barely spray it, it will fall, and that sucks.
Great.
Yeah, that was the hardest one that I've done. The rest of them have been pretty easy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, though.
All right, I'll move on to Terrence. What you got? Show us what you got.
Okay, so actually, first of all, there is a Gremlins 3 that's actually that's I guess in some sort of form of production. I mean, it's been delayed, but it's got next year as a date in December, but I
I don't
haven't even
believe
heard of
that.
anything being filming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know that's a placeholder. Like I don't think they've done anything on that yet. But okay, video games. Madden 23. So I'm reviewing it, and I haven't played a Madden game since probably the 360 era, and I kind of fell out of sports games around that time too. Like NFL 2K5 was still my like top of the mountain football simulation game up until this point, but like Anthony said, they did so much in this Madden 23. It's so good. Like I was like he was blown away by the presentation of that the little intro like Legends game. Like I learned stuff about John Madden that I didn't know. Like I knew of him, but the Raiders is not my team. The Cowboys are. So I didn't know all the ins and outs and stuff. But like, as the broadcasters were talking about little historical moments and different things that John has done over his career and different stuff. And I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like it was really cool. But gameplay and stuff was so well done. Like the last time I played, a Madden game, it was, again, NFL, the 2K series was my favorite. And I didn't enjoy my experience with the last time I played Madden. But this, like the running game, I remember you couldn't run the ball. Like it was very difficult to pull off successful run plays. The running felt very, very fluid and natural. Like the hit stick, being able to use that. The dodges, like Anthony was saying, like the spin moves and stiff arms and stuff looked good. I don't know. Like I haven't written the review yet. I'm going to do it probably Tuesday, but it's definitely going to get a good score. Like the game is good, and there's so many options. Like if you don't want to play simulation, they have an arcade option. I haven't even messed with the arcade yet.
It's just scoring constantly.
Oh,
Truly.
I figured.
I mean,
okay.
I'm okay with that. I was scoring constantly over this. Amateur mode was pretty much scoring constantly. I was doing too well for somebody who's never played a football game. Like, I think the AI is really dumb.
Nah, man, they just try to make you feel good. They want you to come back. They're like, yeah, just let it get these points up.
Listen. If that was the first hit, like I'm scratching my arm, going, I need some more, man. Oh, too good. Fuck.
Yeah, it is.
I don't want to
really
say I
good.
like a football game. Do you know how that ruins my image of the loser? All right. What am I now? Just a casual player? Be playing Call of Duty and Madden? That's it?
Yeah, why not? You
Yep.
like Call of Duty, so just complete the circle.
I mean, I like the campaigns in Call of Duty. That's about it.
I mean, but you can still say I like Call of Duty. So.
I might like sports games now. Oh.
I think I still prefer just the sheer fun of the Street series, which I still don't understand why those haven't come back. Like NFL Street and NBA Street Volume 2 is such a perfect game. Oh man, so good. But this Madden definitely, like I don't know if I'm gonna play NBA 2K, like the new one, even though it looks really good, but you might have that for the new stuff, so I'll save it. But anyways, yeah, Madden 23 is really good. The review will be out soon. Yeah. RimWorld is another game that I'm playing, which I thought, so I didn't do a whole lot of research on this. I thought it was, because I have to review it, I thought it was just like a simulator game where you have a settlement, you build it up and stuff like that. Oh my God, it's so much more than that.
No. Yeah, I've watched videos on it and I went, I'm never playing this. I don't have I cannot be crushed emotionally and mentally like this.
My God, it is so deep. Like I'm going to need a little bit for the review, first of all, because it is so much more than just a town simulator. So it's so in depth that you have to pay attention to each of your settlers' personality traits, because if you misread something that somebody has, I can't think of a specific one, but somebody has a certain trait that may not gel well or may lead to problems down the line, like that probably will happen. And you'll have some sort of alien organ theft that happens to your settlement, which that was a whole thing. But so the game itself it's like a story generator is what it is. So on the surface level, it is this where you take your settlers and you build up this, settlement on this planet, but you can choose like the topography and different stuff like that. And they use that what's the word? The seed kind of thing. So every time you play, it'll be randomly generated. So it'll be always something different. But then once you start digging in, like all the I can't think of the word, the things happening to your settlers, is like in depth. And I mean, there's like some emotional stuff. Like they take you through some depths with relationships and stuff with these settlers. Like it's a lot. Like I really thought it was just go be like, Age of Empires or something like that in space, but no, it's a lot. So the review will be coming for that, but it's a pretty deep game. What else? Real quick. So Rumbleverse I was playing. I'd like to play it a lot more, but the queue times, which have gotten better, is still quite rough. And I mean, it's a wrestling battle royale, and it's very rock, paper, scissors as far as, finding success in it. Kind of like the old school wrestling games, honestly. So like a strike will beat a grapple kind of thing, but a power kick might beat this kind of grapple and stuff like that. So you have to kind of learn those types of things before you can really find a lot of success in it. But, if you can't get into a match, then, you'll never learn any of that. But they're working on that. So we'll see. And then Multiverses, I won't go into because Drew already talked about it, but I do like that game a lot. That that game is a lot, and I think it's what killed Rumbleverse. I think
it's not what it's. You don't have to think it is. That murdered them.
Yeah, they've launched.
I've not seen anybody talk. Yeah, I've not seen anybody talk about Rumbleverse outside of you.
Yeah,
damn.
I'm not. That's not a criticism. It's literally like I've not seen an article on like Reddit when I check. Nothing. Multiverses gets sponged, but
you're right.
And it's a shame because Rumbleverse, like stylistically, I'm like that's great looking, but like
I like
multiplayer games aren't my jam, so it doesn't. As soon as I hear multiplayer, I go,
I wonder if Multiverses also is being beneficial because you don't have to play online.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, you don't have to play Multiverses online?
No, you can play against bots, and in fact, in one of their roadmap updates, they're adding a arcade mode.
I didn't see that. And Rumbleverse actually, even to get in the tutorial, just to get into the open match and just kind of mess around and learn stuff, you got to play online. Like you have to get into a queue just to do that, and it's like, what? They just, I don't know. I guess it's some design choices where they dropped the ball, and it's making it difficult for people to really get into it. Yep. It's not bad, but I don't know if they'll ever come back from it. You know what I mean? Just because how popular Multiverse, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I played a beta for My Hero Ultra Rumble, which is, if you watch anime, My Hero Academia. The beta's only on PlayStation, but it's not bad. It's extremely chaotic. So you have 8 teams of 3, land in a big, I think it's like if you watch the anime when they're training at the school, where they're showing them how to, rescue civilians and stuff like that. So you're out in that giant course that they have. And you have, the characters have their moves from the show. Midoriya has his, the blast and different things that he does. All Might has his, United States of Smash and all those crazy attacks that he has. But it's chaotic in the fact that there's no lock on. So what ends up happening is, as soon as people find each other, you just have a mash of everybody, hitting their X button, throwing out normal punch combos, and then you have a blast of attacks, and then an explosion. Everybody, gets knocked back, and then everybody rushes back in. It's just, I don't know. It's a lot. not horrible, but I don't think I would go back to it. My kids had more fun with it than I did, but that's, they still, they don't have that great of a taste, being young, so that's fine. And then the last two, Magic Spell Slingers, which came out on mobile. I like Magic the Gathering. It's a pretty good game. I thought it was going to be more along the lines of Marvel Snap, which is a Marvel card game that's not actually out yet globally, but its whole deal is that it's faster paced. So turns happen at the same time. Like you can finish up a match, in the stint of going to the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like Magic Spell Slingers is like playing a game of Magic where it can take a long time because the person, takes their time to, figure out their attacks, or they have all these different stuff that's bouncing off and traps and everything. So yeah, not a bad game, but it's, they add some kind of arcadey, cartoony kind of flair to the Planeswalkers, which, artistically looks cool, but, I'll still mess with it every now and again. And the last game was Roller Drome. Is it Roller Drome or Roller Dome?
Roller Drome.
Drome, that's what I thought. First of all, PlayStation told me that I was supposed to have an hour trial of that game because I pay for their premium service. And then I load into the game and they like, nah, you got 35 minutes.
I don't know if you know this, but PlayStation's premium service fucking sucks.
Oh, yeah. I'm so mad that I paid for it for a year. Like I only did it, which is why I'm really mad, because the only reason I did it is because I didn't want to buy Death Stranding, because I was like, I'm completely on the fence. Yes, everybody said it's good, but this way I can play it and I don't have to pay for it. And I'm sure PlayStation will drop some more stuff in it. That's how I justified it. But now I'm like, man, I could have just played it on Game Pass PC and I was content with my Game Pass
But
service.
you didn't even have to pay for the premium to play Death Stranding. You only had to pay for Essential.
What? I thought you had to have the premium for the Death Stranding thing. Okay, well then that was my bad.
No,
okay,
premium is basically you.
No,
We've given you 10 PS1 games and a couple trials.
Hold on, Terrence.
Yeah.
It's not your bad. Their stupid fucking naming system makes this difficult. They fucked you on purpose, man. It's not your bad. It's them being shitty. Don't let their fucking problematic naming system convince you that you fucked up. That's the whole intent.
Bad guy.
They're like, what if we named everything dumb fucking essential, premium, necessity, like all these fucking names that just kind of sound like they do the same thing, but then it's like, well, actually, you didn't order the premium version, so the essential version came with the 2 things, and the premium came with the 3 things. But then if you buy the fucking ultra version, you don't get all of it. You get, fuck. Just one thing would have been nice.
Yep.
But no, they're like, no, fuck that noise.
I think what it was is I assumed, and I shouldn't have. I should have researched it. I think I just figured because they were, like Game Pass, they were giving you this, the free games, you had to have the top tier. Cause like I have Game Pass Ultimate, you get all this stuff. Granted, you could, I could get probably the normal one and it would just take out the PC stuff, but still. So I just assumed I needed premium, but that, whatever. Luckily though.
No, you shouldn't have to research anything. You shouldn't have to research anything. That's the problem with this fucking service. Imagine trying to sell this to a parent coming into your store. You worked at GameStop previously? Great, you understand. Try to explain this to a customer.
Oh, no, yeah.
That's dumb.
Yep. Well, and when I say that I should have researched it, I'm saying it from the perspective of I know how these companies do, and I should have done that. But I've definitely been on the other side having to explain to a parent, Xbox Live or, have the rating systems of games and stuff.
But like, as much as like, yeah, I guess Xbox Silver and Gold was a thing at one point, and what's the difference between Game Pass Ultimate, Xbox Live, and Game Pass? I mean, sure, I suppose, but that's not horribly difficult because they at least name them fucking different things. Gold is clearly better than Silver. Game Pass Ultimate is like clearly more than Xbox Game Pass. And right. Xbox Game Pass is clearly separate from Xbox Live. Nintendo decided to call their better version the expansion pack. Like, it's not like they're just arbitrary names thrown after the same system, right? Like it's not. It's all PlayStation Plus and then some other fucking name after. And it's
Yeah.
like, well, I don't know what any of these mean. They're all just kind of arbitrary names that you could just put on, and like these could be put in any order and make sense still. Sorry,
Bad,
I have
but
to get that
that's
rant
true.
in because it's annoying.
It's very true.
What
No,
the
you're-
fuck does essential?
It's
What does
true.
essential
Yeah,
mean? What does essential mean? That's based off of what? What? How is this essential? None of this is technically essential. Thank you very
Right.
much.
What makes it essential? You're absolutely right. And I don't think I actually broke it down. Like, what makes that essential? Like, why do I have to? You're right. Wow.
If they called it basic, I'd understand a little bit more, right? But they didn't. They called it essential. And then they're like, and then premium, and then whatever the fucking extra. Special version.
It's
Yeah,
called
it's
extra.
and then premium.
Is it extra and premium, or is it like premium and then extra?
No, it's
You
extra and then
define
premium.
what?
PlayStation
But why?
PP. PlayStation PP is the top tier.
But why, Ken?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what it is.
I'm just parents falling into their trap just makes me angrier.
Yeah, I
Fucking
guess
Admiral
I totally
Akbar got
did,
your
too.
ass with your crap.
Right. It got me. But like I said, so Rollerdrome actually is fun. Like it actually was a good
No,
game.
that game is good. That
Um,
game is legit good.
Yeah, it is. Like I ended up buying it, even though I was pissed about my missing 30 minutes, but that's fine.
What is it?
so
Other
it's-
than like roller derby stuff.
So it's it basically is roller derby, yes, but it's like if you take Tony Hawk, on a skateboard, you're skating around, you do tricks and stuff, throw in some Max Payne with some shooting and bullet time, and that's pretty much what this game is. Like, so as you skate and do tricks, you reload your gun. And then because I've only played like the first like tutorial bit and then like the first little like mission thing. I haven't gone too deep into it because I play in the review games, but yeah, I don't know, it's like arena based. I thought it was going to be multiplayer, but I don't know if
I
Ken
think
has
it's
gotten further than
just
me.
single player.
Okay, see, because when they first showed it, I was excited because I thought it was going to be multiplayer. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool like that. But I guess yeah, so it's arena based. Single player, and it's like a Tony Hawk track. So you'll have, half pipes and stuff to grind on and stuff all throughout the map. And as you skate around and do your flips and tricks, you hit some cool kill shots.
It is
Like-
literally Tony Hawk, because when you play a level, it gives you a laundry list of shit that you can do in a run.
Is this the Ubisoft one?
No, that's
No,
something
it's,
that's Roller Champions.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not even combat. That's multiplayer too, Roller Champion.
This is made by the Ollie Ollie devs, right?
Oh, wow, man!
Yeah,
There's
it's
too
got
many
like
roller
that cell
derby shit.
shaded kind of like the style of it is cool too. The graphics and everything.
It literally reminds you of like a 70s movie poster.
Yep. Yeah. It is.
Oh,
I'm going to go back to it because it is fun. Very, very stylish.
This,
I mean,
It's good. It's really good. My biggest issue is that I'm not a fan of the loop. So like, the game plays well. It feels good. Like even the shooting feels good, but you spend a lot of time trying to shoot something and being out of ammo, because in order to get ammo, you have to do tricks and you have to do like grinds or wall rides or something, and you run out of ammo very quickly. So like you can literally only kill one dude, then you gotta go do some tricks, come back, kill another dude. And the loop, like it's more fun if I just had a little bit more ammo. I think it'd be a lot more fun.
I would love to see a high level player play this game.
Oh,
'Cause
100%.
it'll
There's some
be
clips.
insane.
there are some clips of people that look freaking sick. Like,
I want to
yeah.
play this because looking at the art style, it looks like the comic artist Mobius. Like, it looks like his art style. This is now the second game where I'm like, oh, it just looks like somebody was like, yeah, Jean-Gerard Mobius's artwork. I would love to make a game that looks like that, because there was the other game that was like a big exploration game.
Sable.
Sorry?
The Sable?
Sable. Yep, that's the one.
Oh yeah, that's the one that looked like.
It's
Yep.
a very, very similar sort of style, but I love the idea of like flipping around and gunning people down on roller skates.
I just realized
kinda love
that
this.
Roll 7 made Anthony and Drew's pick to replace Rocket League.
Yeah, it was a really good fucking game, and no one played it.
Oh,
What was that?
Laser League.
It was great.
Sounds familiar.
It was a great multiplayer game. And people suck, is all I'm gonna say.
That happens more often than not. Like,
Yep.
yeah. But no, that's so yeah, that's it. Oh, so do you get other guns in Rollerdrome, or is
Yes,
it just the?
you do get more
Okay,
guns.
because I haven't
Yeah.
got. Okay, all right, because yeah, that does. Because I was like, man, if you got to do all these tricks to reload with just this pistol, that's gonna get sheesh. But okay, cool. All right, but yeah, that's all. That's all I got.
All right. I'm not sure if he's still awake, but it's time to move on to the Wombat. I haven't heard from him in a while.
What? Sorry, what?
I'm so sorry, Wombat. My bad. I rambled
No,
on.
it's my fault for not really contributing in any way to the discussion because I sort of forgot what a podcast was. So to continue not contributing to the discussion, I haven't played much. But I'll talk quickly about the couple things that I do have. So I finished Dragon Quest IV. Let me back up. When I say I finished, I mean I beat the final boss. I saw the credits. The DS version has a prologue chapter that I likely will not do because it's going to require me to grind a bit to beat this sort of optional prologue boss. And I don't know if I have it in me to grind enemies to beat an optional prologue boss. So likely I'll just move on to the next Dragon Quest game since I got to see the end. But yeah, so I finished that game. I think I mentioned before what the final boss is like. It's a 7-phase final boss. And so he kind of changes 7 times throughout the battle and has between 1800 and 2000 HP for each phase. So it really is a grind to get through that final boss. I was glad when I finally finished it. But yeah, I really enjoyed that game a lot, and I'm looking forward to playing the next one because I think general consensus is that the 5th game is the best, but probably maybe second only to 11, which people seem to have really enjoyed. And I enjoyed too what I played of it, but I kind of put it on hold while I decided that I was going to go back through the rest of them. And then I played some more Cyberpunk. I'm still really enjoying that game. I just did, so I'm not very far in at all, really, only probably 4 or 5 hours in. And I just did my first brain dance section, which Terrence, did you play Cyberpunk?
Yes, I haven't finished it yet, but I'm pretty far into it.
Okay, so the brain dance gives me a lot of Remember Me vibes.
Yes, it does. Yep.
So I was really enjoying that. The first one that I had to play with the rewinding and finding different clues in the environment as different things were happening and being able to sort of pause and look for clues and stuff was really neat. And like I said, reminded me of Remember Me, which I loved. So yeah, I'm really enjoying the game so far. I'm having trouble, I think, transitioning because I just spent 65 hours in an incredibly difficult third-person game in Elden Ring. And so I'm having a little bit of trouble, I think, transitioning to first-person. It's throwing me for a loop a little bit because I haven't spent significant time in a first-person game in, gosh, I don't even know what the last first-person game I played was. So I'm having a little bit of trouble with that transition. But the game itself, I really like. The characters are good. The voice acting's good. The dialogue choices are good. In true CDPR fashion, the quests seem to have good choices in them and different ways to handle them. So yeah, I'm really, really digging it, and I'm glad that technically they seem to have fixed most of the problems that plagued it when it first came out, so that I can just enjoy what they've built here.
Great game.
Have you found the sentient gun yet?
No.
Okay. Be able to look out. I forget how you come across that, but I think you hear about it. There's a mission where you have to stop somebody, and there's a gun. I think it's called Skippy, and it's funny. It's a good quest, and that gun is awesome.
All right, I'll keep an ear out for that. Yeah, I'm still in the quest with Dex and Evelyn.
Oh, okay, yeah, I got you.
Yeah, I'm
you're
at the
way
very
early.
beginning of the game.
Yeah.
So and I haven't had much time to play it at all. I played it while we were on the podcast last week, and I played it a little bit here while we've been talking today. So I haven't really had much time to play it at all. It's not one, unlike Elden Ring, where I played a lot of that with my son, and he, wanted to watch me play it. I'm not going to let him watch me play this one. So,
No.
So I'm trying to make my way through it, sort of when I have time on my own. But
The son is a dick slider. Allows you to change the size of your dick.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I can see why maybe that wouldn't be for kids.
Yeah, it's probably not the best. Probably not the best choice. Anyway, that's what I've been playing, and I did download Tony Hawk since it's on PlayStation Plus, and I want to play a little bit of that too.
I played the shit out of that when it came out. It's so good.
I downloaded it. I haven't played it
Plus
yet.
is it? 17 or
I only have the basic non-premium.
It's
version,
just your normal free games.
I was
for the
making
month,
it.
yeah.
I was making a joke at how terrible their fucking system is again.
Yeah, I am at the bottom tier of PlayStation Plus.
The PlayStation Plus free games, though, we can joke about their tiers all we want. Their free games are fucking best.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
they are.
anybody that gives you Tony Hawk,
Dude, they gave you
Yeah,
Tony
good.
Hawk and Crash.
Yeah, I mean the way I consume games at this point in my life, I don't need to pay for premium PlayStation Plus and Game Pass. Like I don't even have enough time to play all the games on Game Pass that I want to play. I don't even have enough time to play the games that I physically own that I want to play. So it's just not. There's no financial reason for me to invest in a higher tier PlayStation Plus just to get a game for free that I'll never be able to play.
Yeah, don't forget, Xbox's Games with Gold gets even shittier come October.
Awesome. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah, no more 360 games.
Yep.
Ugh.
And yeah, that's it. That's all I played.
All right. Well,
That's not true. I did play, because I was feeling nostalgic for it. I did play, Hero on the Commodore 64.
oh, nice.
So, it used to be one of my favorite games when I was a little kid. So,
I had a
played that for
similar.
like 20 minutes.
I had a similar thing, which we'll talk about in the news, but I had some nostalgia for some Sunsoft, so I went back and played, and I forgot they made a PS1 game, so I loaded that sumbitch up, which was Trag, if anybody remembers Trag.
I have never even heard of Trag.
That was Sunsoft's attempt at a Resident Evil game. Oh, is not good.
Tactical Rescue Assault Group.
Yep, that was it.
Yeah, I just googled that. I've never heard of this.
I've never heard of it until I saw the Japanese artwork, which I have heard of Hard Edge. Like, I recognize the artwork for Hard Edge.
Trag was
But,
not good when it came out, and it is still not good, but I revisited it anyway.
Nice.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Also,
I do that sometimes too.
I'm like, Hero sounds familiar. I don't remember. Like, was this like also on Atari, like way back in the day?
It was also on Atari 2600. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it also looks like shit there because I'm looking at the Commodore 64 version. And it looks really good.
Yeah, it's so much better on Commodore 64 for sure. Yeah, it was also on 2600, but I played it on Commodore 64 because my grandma had a Commodore 64 when I was a little kid. So that, and I also played BC's Quest for Tires.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
Which is another old Commodore 64 game based on the
Johnny
BC
Hart's
comic.
still alive?
I don't know that he is.
Because I know he got really... No, he died in 2007.
Jesus.
No, he got really... I'm going to just say weird for the nicest reason possible. Towards the end of his life, he got really out there.
Yeah, I had that was another game that I had when I was a little kid, so I decided I would boot it up, and it, of course, does not hold up because it was it holds up for what it was. But yeah, Hero, I still enjoy that. That game's still fun to me.
I love the artwork for Hero.
Yeah, it's a cool game. It was a unique game at the time. So anyway, that's it.
All right. Well,
Before you go on, Ken, I forgot a game. Speaking of going back to old games, I tried that Klonoa collection.
it's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, this is fine.
it's fine. Like, those games weren't hard, and they made them easier somehow, and like,
Yeah,
That's weird.
that was my thing. And it feels a little stiff. I'm playing on Switch.
I mean, those games were stiff back in the day, let's be fair.
Well, it's just like, I got into Klonoa from the Game Boy Advance games. And
Yeah.
boy, do those games feel better.
Sure, they were, except for, did you just play the first one, or did you try the second one? Because the second was
I
on
played both
PS2.
of them.
Okay. Yeah.
No, I've not tried the second one, just the first one. But I played both, I'm talking about the Game Boy Advance games, like, they were smoother than both of those, I feel.
Oh, sure. That
yeah,
collection
like
that collection is perfectly fine.
Listen, I found a physical copy, the European physical copy, and I was like, it's the same price as this digitally, so fuck it, I'm just buy this.
Yeah.
I'd like to have Klonoa artwork.
So weird. The two games I could talk about, we've already talked about, which were Rollerdrome and Madden. Those are what I played a little bit. I'm playing 3 games for review that I can't tell you anything about. One of them is Last of Us Part 1. The other one is Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed.
Sorry. I'm sorry, okay. Is the third one gonna be a remake too?
Oh, third what? Which one?
You said you had 3
Third
games,
game,
right?
You said you played 3 games. And the first 2 were remakes.
Well, it's a collection. It's not
Oh, Jesus Christ.
a remake.
Please do not talk about these games. The only one so far that I feel like, okay, maybe, is like the Destroy All Humans.
It's just a remake of the second game, right?
Right, but it's like from a ground up remake,
Yes.
right?
And,
Last
to be
of Us,
fair,
really?
Last of Us is what it is. We'll talk about it I think it's about a week. I'm assuming I can tell you what the last one is. I'm playing the Cowabunga collection. I can't.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, that's a bit different.
Yeah. So there are those. So that's the stuff I played a lot this week.
Not talking about the Cowabunga collection, I don't think it's newsworthy either. But man, I really want that Atari collection.
Oh God, I want that Atari collection so bad. It's the
The
same
more they
people that
talk-
did the
Yeah.
Cowabunga collection.
But I've heard like a long 2-hour talk about the Atari collection
Yeah.
and the shit they've done. I'm like,
Those guys, I've talked to Mike on Twitter, and just his passion for that stuff is just unparalleled. So
oh, they finished fucking the Sword Quests. Like what?
Yeah.
Why? But they did it because they're like, well,
dude,
we're
they
making
spent
a
the
collection.
time to make Jaguar games run. If
Yeah,
you've
I
ever
mean,
tried to
so-
emulate
so-
a Jaguar game, they don't emulate well.
So I heard why that happened. Literally, one of the guys was sitting around the office going, "Wonder if I can get Jaguar emulation more up to snuff." I'm gonna go do that, and that was literally the whole conversation. Like, sure, okay.
That
So he
thing-
went and did it.
that
He's like,
thing
yeah,
is-
the other ones don't run very well, and I want to see if I can do it. So he did it,
That thing has 90 plus games on it.
and it's presented in a timeline.
Yeah, with little snippets and interviews and shit. Oh man, I
And
can't wait for that.
Apparently, when you go through it, there is a bonus. It tracks how much of the timeline you've interacted with, and you get there's something unlocks or something happens when you interact with all of it.
You do realize that they also put 6 brand new games on this thing.
Yes.
It's
Well,
crazy.
isn't the Sword Quest one of them?
I think it
Sword
was.
Quest,
Yeah.
Water World, Air World, whatever it was. Air World.
Yeah,
I think is the last
Airworld,
one.
Water World, Fire World. Oh, I forget the last one. One of them
But
was
it was-
never
but it-
finished. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They Let's see here.
I think it was Air
there
World
was-
that was never finished.
Yeah, so Earth World was number 1, Fire World was 2, Water World was 3, and yes, Air World they finished based on like the original
Dude, what if you get the
design
sword?
documents.
If you do it, when
Huh.
you finish it, do you get the
I
sword?
don't think they have any of that sort of.
What if it's just a big
memorabilia
picture
around,
of the
but
sword, though?
That would be neat.
No, I'm super stoked for that thing. Like, every collection that team has done has been to another level. Like, nobody even
I
touches
think-
their collections.
Not to shit on M2, but they've really just kind of overshadowed M2, who were the people, right, for the
Mhm.
longest time. But the problem with M2 is like they were hired too much, I think, from too many different people. Like M2's work with Sega is way better than M2's work with Konami, and their work with Konami is great, but like night and day difference.
Well, this team is the ones that did the Cowabunga collection, so...
And the Disney Afternoon collection, and I believe they also
The
they did the
SNK.
Street Fighter collection.
They also did SNK, which had that really awesome feature where you could watch somebody play the game and then jump in and play at any point.
They say that is a thing that'll be in this, I believe, as well.
I know the answer to that question. I don't know if I can tell you the answer to that question.
Do the Atari one?
No, the Cowabunga.
Oh no,
one.
listen, they've announced that that's a thing.
Okay, then yeah, that's
I've heard one of the guys from that say like that is a thing that is unlocked. They've talked about how they've made like player strategy guides that are
Okay, yeah,
like fake, but like they're real strategy guides, but they're fake. They showed you how to do moves with videos.
Mm-hmm.
They've announced a ton. I'm to the point where I'm like, there's almost no surprise. But they talked about how they mapped part of it out, and that one of the Game Boy games like has Turtles or TMNT written in it, and like no one's really ever seen that because of how it was programmed. But they got all this document because apparently Konami held on to everything, which is surprising. They
There's
didn't hold
a
on to
lot.
their code, but
There's
they
a
held
lot.
on to all their design documents for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There's a lot to see in this thing. I will say that much.
Oh, and I forgot, they also did the first Mega Man Legacy collection before Capcom's like, we'll do this ourselves, and like none of them have been as good as the first collection, but whatever.
Outside of the rewind feature, yes, you're correct.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, I can't tell you about those games. I will go quickly through the indie games. Tile Sweeper is Minesweeper. If somebody built it in Unity, I suppose. I mean, if you like Minesweeper, there you go. Droid Trivia. I don't know why you have to be a droid, but it is just a trivia game. Pick a category, play up to 4 players, answer some questions. Dynabomb 2 feels just as generic as Dynabomb 1, so I wouldn't recommend it. Bonfire, The Forsaken Lands. It's like I don't know how to describe it. Like, you pick something and they go do it, and it's just not great. It's like a survival point-and-click game. It's not very good. The Chameleon, which is a chameleon, neon chameleon, whatever. It's a runner. Fine. Robo Revenge Squad is a twin-stick shooter. It's fine. A Tale of Paper Refolded is a third-person like platformer adventure game. It's actually pretty cool. You play as a piece of paper, and like you got to be wary of like vacuum cleaners and stuff. It's kind of got like a dark feel to it. It's actually pretty good. Arenas of Tanks. Everything you need to know about that game is in the name. Ratty Viddy Lab. I didn't care for that one. The one that I enjoyed is a game called Smash Boats Waterlogged Edition. Basically, it's like a I'll just give you the first level. You're a little boat. They drop you into a bathtub, and you have to shoot other boats. So, boat combat on a small scale.
There's a kiddie pool level.
Yeah.
Like an inflatable kiddie pool. There's like, looks like kitchen sink or something.
The game plays. The thing that struck me is how good it plays and how good it looks.
It looks like a. This is not accurate, I guess, because it's a bit different. But it reminds me of the old Micro Machines games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fairly similar. This
Kind
was
of
by
like the
far.
Toy Soldiers game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this stuff. Toy Commander is the game I'm thinking of too. If you remember.
I've been told that game is great. I've never played it. That's the one for Sega
that.
Dreamcast.
You've never played Toy Commander? Oh my
Dude,
god!
I know. I've got to burn myself a copy because like
That game is
no
so
one's
good.
publishing it.
That game is so fun. It
'Cause
takes you a
you're
little while to
playing
get used to. Yeah,
But
'cause
you're
the
playing
controls.
as a kid. You're playing as a kid that's like playing with these toys around the house, right?
Yes.
So you can like drive on walls and shit.
Yeah. That game is super fun. And then I started Blossom Tales 2. I basically have not done anything. I basically booted it up and got to the first save point. I'm looking forward to playing that. I love the first one. And then motherfuckers Wave Race is up on that Switch Online.
I never liked Wave Race. I
Oh
know.
my
It makes me
God.
bad. I just didn't like it. I sold my copy a while ago. It just was like,
Everybody wants F-Zero to come back, and I do too, but I would totally take Wave Race before F-Zero. I love Wave
Man,
Race.
that's blasphemy. I like Wave Race, but F-Zero is at the top of my list.
I love F-Zero.
I prefer F-Zero.
But Wave Race is just, man, they made 2 games and they were both fucking excellent.
F-Zero has 3
least-
games.
No, at least
4.
4. Yeah, at least 4.
Sorry, 5. There's 5. There's 2 Game Boy Advance games, but nobody remembers the one that's based off the anime. So
Wait a minute.
But,
So there was a 64 one, a Super Nintendo one, GameCube one.
and
There's
then
also an
2
arcade one.
I'm not counting the arcade one because you can't fucking play it at home.
Well,
I mean, you can now, but it's you know,
All right.
not the same.
And hey, we only got 2 Wave Race games. Okay. Anyway. So that's it for me. Alright, so that's all we're playing. So let's talk about what's coming out this week. Anybody else feel it? Like it's around that time. Madden's out. It's not as hot. I know most of you don't care, but like football started. Feeling that fall season coming in. It's time for some video games.
Oh yeah.
Alright, this week, quite a few. We've got, starting off with Series X, PlayStation 5 games. We got Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Yes, that for some reason is back.
It doesn't have Jeff Foxworthy attached to it anymore. I don't have to pay for his likeness. No, I've seen it.
It's just funny you did all that build up like about how video games are coming and the weather is right and stuff, and he was like, "Are you smarter than a 5th grader?" Like that's what you
got boiled shit here, yeah.
Hey, you got to start off
come get some
somewhere, you know.
Well, that's true.
Fallen Legion, Rise to Glory, and Fallen Legion, Revenants. I don't know what either of these are, but it's a package deal. So.
Let's see here.
They sound. Let me guess.
Ooh.
Let me guess. They sound like strategy medieval fantasy games.
Okay, so you're already wrong with one of them.
Okay.
Fallen Legion Revenants is a real-time action RPG that seems to have like some strategy elements, but and also like a lot of dialogue and stuff. What was the other one? Fallen Legion.
Rise to Glory.
Rise to Glory. Like, watch, one of these will be a strategy RPG. And then this one's also an action RPG, but it looks a little bit more strategy based. It's from Yummy Yummy Tummy is the developer.
Okay.
Yes, I read that, and then it looks like NIS America is publishing.
Interesting, because this is Xbox's list.
Well, that's what it's. They published one of them on. They're publishing one of them on PC. It looks like pretty decent. Like, I'm not sure if it's like actually, but like interesting is what I would say. Like,
oh, it looks like Darkest Dungeon. That's what it looks like.
Sort of, yeah. I think it's a little bit more hands-on than Darkest Dungeon, but
maybe
this one looks like Darkest Dungeon. The other one looked almost like Metroid, I'd say, like or Castlevania to some extent,
Ooh, Castlevania.
with a little bit of RPG battling in it. So like the battle system's sort of the same, but then you're like going through a castle. It looks like making decisions and talking to people.
Shit.
I don't know.
All right, Saints Row. That's out on Tuesday. Okay.
We ain't getting reviewed. I don't know what the fuck you want me to say. Like,
I want to know if that game is good. Like, by the time you hear this show, the reviews will be out. And nobody got a review code that I know of except for one person, and I'm not going to out them. But they've told me it's... that's what I've heard.
I've seen gameplay footage of it.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah, me too. And it looked good, the videos I've seen.
Looks like Saints Row. I mean...
One thing that I'll never forgive that series for was, and this is seems like such a minor thing, but it happened in 2. When you went to a diversion, they gave you a setup of why you were doing it. And then come 3, you were just doing that stuff. Like, why am I painting the city with shit? Like, that is, I know
mean,
it
why
sounds
not?
stupid, but like, right, I understand that logic,
I know,
but
I'm
like,
kidding.
they gave you some dumb reason, like, hey, do you want to pretend to be a cop on television? Here's why I need you to do that for me. Hey, I'm a lawyer and I'm trying to get this big settlement. Why don't you go jump in front of some cars for me? And it's like, that's dumb. But that little bit went, a long way to make this world seem more real, even though the stuff that was happening in it was cartoonish.
I feel like...
And
this game is... Like, I preloaded it on my Xbox because you can do that even if you don't own the game. And I had planned on pre-ordering it. And then, like, I'm finding out nobody got review codes. Nobody's talked about this game. The reviews are like a couple hours before it goes live. It gave me caution to hold off in buying it.
I'm struggling to think of a time when everything you just described is the case and the game ended up really good.
Yeah.
I was doing the same thing. Like, I was trying to think
Doom,
game that did
Doom
all that.
2016.
Doom is the
2016.
anomaly.
Yeah,
But
truly.
but it happened with Doom because, everybody
Deathloop.
forgets.
Didn't they do that with Deathloop?
No,
Wasn't
Deathloop, we had code for Deathloop like 2 weeks before it came out. And also, Anthony, you missed the perfect chance to call Doom the Phobos anomaly. Just gonna put that out there.
Okay, well, fair enough. But Doom, remember, everybody had the beta from Wolfenstein or something like that.
Oh, the multiplayer.
The multiplayer beta, and the multiplayer beta was slow and kind of clunky at the time. And everybody went, fuck this.
They fucked up
And
Doom.
Yeah, you fucked up Doom, and then Doom came out, and everybody was like, they fixed Doom. It's really fucking good. And I went and bought it after hearing about it. Like, so, but that is like the one scenario I could think where it's like, yeah, they didn't release it to a lot of people and ended up being really, really good.
Yeah, well, we'll know by the time you're listening to the show what the fuck. Well, at least we'll know a small sampling.
Yeah, let's. How about we do this? Let's bring up back an old section. Let's preview the review here.
Oh, look at that!
Okay,
That's right.
Bringing it back.
This is even before I started listening to the podcast. Clearly, because I do not remember this.
It sucked. It wasn't
Go
that
on.
good. We basically guessed.
Well,
We basically guessed what a game would score Metacritic wise before the big games came out for the fall.
I know. I like it. I like it. Ken, you're alone on this.
Okay,
Drew,
that's fine.
you brought it
I
up.
like it. I think it's, yeah.
I enjoyed doing it, even though we were wrong most of the time.
Pretty
We're
much
wrong most of
90%
the time in
of the
general,
time.
anyways. So we have opinions
I'm
on
gonna
the show.
say-
Most of them are wrong.
I'm going to say Saints Row's probably going to be sitting at around a 69.
Ooh. See, go ahead.
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
say 73.
My biggest
Man.
concern about this is, like, who actually has it? How many reviews will there be tomorrow? Because I'm going to tell you, I know we didn't get it. We're not exactly huge. But I saw Forbes didn't get it. Waypoint didn't get it. Like, who has it? IGN and GameSpot, and that's it? Like, who has the game?
So what was it? 69 and Ryan, what was
73.
yours?
73.
Yeah, I actually was going to say 73, so I'm going to just go a few points higher than his, and I'm going to say 75. Because I think it's going to be a high. I think it's going to be like a mid-7 game is where I think it's going to land.
I'm with Drew. I'm going to go one lower and say 68 because I'm on Price's Right his ass.
I'm not even intentionally doing this. I was thinking the most scores were going to be a 6.5, which would be a 65.
Oh damn, he really
Wow,
went way
okay.
down. All right, so we got a 10-point range here.
So I'm the only one that I went. Okay, I kind of went a little higher than Ryan, but all right. Yeah, I think it's going to be like a 7.5.
I don't want to be right, Terrence.
I want you all to be
right,
wrong.
man.
I want it to be a 9. That's what I want it to be.
Well, yeah, right.
But
I don't know, man.
watch some Agents of Mayhem this.
Dude, Agents of
gosh.
Mayhem was so bad. Like, I
You know what? I
tried
wanted that to
so
be a
hard.
9. Me too.
So
I
hard to
multiple times. Like I went back after they because didn't it get a upgrade for
Yeah.
the Xbox?
It got
So,
an
yeah,
upgrade for
I
the
went
Series
back-
X, and they were selling that
Yep.
game for like $5.
Yep.
Like, how
I
can
went
this
back
game...
and
Yeah, I
tried.
bought the complete game for like $5, and I think I downloaded it and never booted it up.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
It's like
not.
one of the...
They had potential though.
It's one of the games I wanted to like. So, like Terrence, I literally played this game probably 20 different times trying to like it, and I could never like it.
Yeah, you did more than me. I maybe like 5 or 6 times I tried. Like because I gave it a long break, and then I came once it got its upgrade. Like I put some more. I was like, okay, they probably fixed all the stuff. Now it's probably good. So I played like a bunch of missions with different characters. Like, nope, this game still sucks. God dang it.
Every character in that game was not fun to play.
No, none of them. And I'm like, how do you do that?
I just remember thinking, oh, it's going to be multiplayer. It was not multiplayer.
Nope.
I thought it was going to be multiplayer too. Like, yeah, oh, God. I hope Saints Row is better. If it's better than Agents of Mayhem, I think they probably are winning.
I
But
have
that
to
may not be
wait.
saying
I have
much,
to wait
so.
to see the reviews tomorrow because I feel like if I'm smart and I don't buy it, like if it comes out and it gets a 90, I'm probably going to buy it. But
Me too.
I bet you by mid-October, this game will be half price if it
Yep.
sucks.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait. That's what I'm gonna wait for it because I didn't pre-order it. I got the Gundam game. Like it was a toss-up too. I was like, but I got Gundam. So yeah, if the reviews are bad, I'm gonna wait for the Black Friday sale because I'm sure it'll be on sale.
100%. This
then
game
yeah,
will be $29.99 around mid-October for sure.
for sure. Yep. Yeah.
All right. We've only got through 3 games. Let's keep going. Yars Recharged, another Atari game in the Recharge
That
series.
looks really good. It looks really fucking good.
Islets. I don't know what this is.
Islets?
Islets, is that how you say it?
I think so.
I don't know.
Mhm.
F1 Manager 2022. Opus Echo of Star Song Full Bloom Edition. Richman 10. I'm sorry, but this makes the game sound bad, but SD Gundam Battle Alliance, it makes it sound like it's in standard definition, and I don't want to play it.
No, SD means super deformed.
I'm
Being
aware.
super deformed.
I'm aware
yeah.
of that. I'm just telling you what I think
Are
of
you?
SD.
Are you, Ken?
Yes. I'm aware.
Yeah, you know
motherfucker.
what? I didn't even realize what that meant. Like I was like, what does SD even mean? And then I was like, oh, okay.
Standard
Yeah.
definition.
Okay, so I'm looking up the game Islets. I think it's Islets. I don't know, fuck it at this point. It is a Metroidvania.
Another one?
Ooh.
Yeah. But the art style is so fucking good. Oh my god. It's like all hand drawn.
I gotta see
I'm-
this now.
Kind of shocked.
Oh, thank you.
Dun, 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 dun. Don't
Oh.
Google Islets on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
On Google. Holy shit, what the fuck is this? It's like your pancreas or something.
Yeah, it's like a tumor thing. I don't know.
Oh my god,
Didn't
don't
read too much
Google
into
that.
it.
Oh, okay. That looks neat.
This is, yeah, okay.
I gotta clear my Google history now. What the fuck is wrong with
And
me?
like the map looks gigantic. And yeah, you're connecting these floating islands, which is the reason why I think it's pronounced islets, together. Yeah, Ken, let me know if we get a code for that. Thanks.
I can check real quick. But I'll let you know. Oh,
especially for Switch, because apparently it's coming out on that too. So
Aquadine. That is the next game.
can you spell that?
Aqua and then Dine. I assume you know how to
Aquadine?
spell Aqua, right?
Yes, I understand. Aquadine.
Aquadine. Aquaman. I don't give a fuck.
It is. Oh my god!
What?
It is a visual novel.
Okay.
It doesn't look super horny for a visual novel, so
I mean, there is that.
Points to,
All right.
points to you.
NHRA Championship Drag Racing Speed for All. Pac-Man World Repack.
Oh, I forgot that was coming out.
Me too. Soul Hackers 2 and The Company Man.
The Company Man.
Is that's all next week?
That's all this. That was just Xbox Series X. I'm moving over to PS5 now. Basically, a lot of the same
Alright.
stuff.
Oh yeah, The
Yeah.
Company Man. I've seen that. It's a 2D action adventure brawler sort of game. I've seen this. It's been on Steam for a while.
Gotcha.
It's been on Steam for a year. Oh my god.
PlayStation 5 is mostly the same stuff, but we're also getting I Was a Teenage Exocolonist and Cloudpunk.
I liked Cloudpunk. I didn't finish
I
it.
never
but,
played it.
That sounds familiar.
It's a
Taxi
cyberpunk
Game, right?
game, yeah, where you run missions because you're like a taxi driver. And what was
Oh,
neat
yeah,
is
I
it's
did
got this
play it.
really voxel style art, but then you can go to first person and just walk around in like this
Yep.
cyberpunk world. I really liked what I played of it. I played a couple hours.
All right.
Yeah, I didn't finish it either, but it was neat.
Teenage Exocolonist looks like a visual novel thing. A little more horny than the last game.
Don't worry, we ain't got the Switch yet. We ain't got Super Horny
Oh,
yet. All right,
God.
PS4, Xbox One. A lot of the same stuff, but we're also getting Midnight Fight Express, which is on Game Pass. Path of Exile, Lake of Calandra. Alright, these next two I'm going to butcher, but they're very long titles, so just bear with me. The first one is Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Sakuretsu Chorogon Breath.
That is based off of an anime. I'm sure that's obvious, but a very horny anime.
Oh, well, there we go.
That's obvious too.
The next game is Shin-Chan, Me and Professor on Summer Vacation, The Endless 7-Day Journey.
Also based off of an
That's
anime.
Yeah.
It is a comedy.
Okay.
Like an older
Yeah.
anime comedy. So
Next
Is that
up,
still?
go ahead.
No, you could go ahead.
I was just moving on to the next game. So,
Oh, yep. Go ahead. Sorry.
Nexamon plus Nexamon Extinction Complete Collection. And then on the Xbox side, basically all of the same stuff, and we're also getting Flat Heroes. And that's it. That's all those games. Alright, now it's time for the Switch. Nintendo Switch. Dun-dun-dun-dun. North America. A Walk with Ya. Right. R-I-T-E, right. Blob Quest. Kid Ball Adventure. Forest Camp Story. Hawk. Hexseed Effugium. Effugium? I don't know how to say that word.
Say it.
Idol Manager. Kofi Quest. There's that Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid again. Mixolumia. Monster Outbreak. The Bonfire Forsaken Lands. Worldwide Flight Simulator. Mahjong Minimal. The Nintendo Switch Splatoon 3 OLED. Overloop. And Tea Time Golf. Not as horny as I
Wait.
expected.
The Splatoon 3 system is coming out before the game?
Yeah, it's pretty common. It's usually about, like a couple weeks or so. You
Oh,
get the digital
and you never-
code. But
and you never is.
Oh.
Do you get the digital code in those? Because like the Animal Crossing didn't come with the digital code.
maybe this
right?
one doesn't. Maybe
I
it's
think
just...
I'm assuming. I think it's just a console that's styled like Splatoon.
Okay, well then there you go.
Oh, then that's why. Okay. See, I thought it came. That's why I was questioning. I'm sorry, I don't typically buy them, but yeah, I figured it came with the game, and I was like, I didn't know Splatoon 3 was already dropping. All right.
I couldn't care less about Splatoon 3, but that's just me.
I actually
like
like
the first two
second
games.
one. Yeah, I didn't get to play the first one, but I played the second one on my son's Switch, and I was like, damn, this is actually pretty competent. All right,
Yeah,
mean, it's fun.
I enjoyed them. I'll say the single player in the first one, the final boss is a bitch, but I enjoyed the game nonetheless.
All right. I got news. I got a lot of news. I'm trying to piece these together. All right, we want to talk about Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary because I don't. So I got a
I
couple.
don't think they do either.
I got a couple stories about the Mortal Kombat. So MK Trilogy released on GOG. Cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So apparently the celebration for the Mortal Kombat 30th anniversary leaked on Amazon this morning. You want to know what it is?
What is it?
I did. Hold on. The way he's saying it's going to be a big letdown. Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
It is Mortal Kombat, the 30th anniversary Ultimate Bundle, includes the new movie and Mortal Kombat 11.
That's what I figured it was going to be. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, here I got a picture for you of this awesome 30th anniversary.
God, Warner Brothers just sucks an egg.
Wow.
That hurts, man. If that's all they're doing, that hurts. 30 years and you're bundling the two most recent things.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I'm really mad about that. This was a story this week. I don't know why this was news, but it's now been confirmed due to legal documents that the PlayStation 4 doubled the Xbox One's sales numbers. I thought that was pretty well known, right? Xbox One kind of fucking sucked.
Yeah, I thought that was common knowledge.
Yeah.
Like,
man, you could tell I start writing news early in the week because I got Wave Race coming to Nintendo Switch Online. That already happened. This news story I wrote initially had a question mark at the end that said Death Stranding coming to PC Game Pass. Well, it is. It's coming Tuesday. PlayStation PC launcher incoming. There were some files out there in Spider-Man on PC that are Sony might be developing their own PC launcher, as if the PC doesn't have enough launchers. We need another one.
Get ready for more people to smash their PlayStations because they're mad.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
the Death Stranding
Good. I
thing
hope
got
they do.
people really mad. Did you see that?
I did, yes.
Oh my god! Like, dude,
Yep.
it's not even on an Xbox. It's on the PC where it was already at.
Right.
I saw some rant. Some dude said that Kojima is not a true Japanese.
What does that mean?
Let it
Not a
be
true
game.
Japanese.
What does that mean? Like, because he's letting it come out on Microsoft or Xbox and stuff. Even on Game Pass.
They
but
do.
yeah.
They do realize. My favorite part about that is how stupid it is, and not just because like it's a dumb statement to make in general, but literally the first Metal Gear game was on MSX, which was a Microsoft console.
Yep. A lot of people don't, it's.
God bless
I don't understand.
your stupid brain.
Dude,
I don't know how you live.
I don't know that it is, but it sounds like the most racist thing I've ever heard. He's not a true Japanese.
It is.
So he
It
said
is.
like a bunch of other stuff. Like he went in, he was like he basically was saying how he was like he called him a traitor and how could he, sell this stuff to Microsoft stuff and, you have no honor. He's not a true Japanese. That's how it ended. He said he's not a true Japanese.
Wait.
I'm like,
Let me guess. The guy saying this was white with a neck beard and some glasses.
oh, you already know.
Oh,
You already
yeah,
know. Yeah,
Boom.
of course.
So you've met Craig.
Oh,
Fuck.
shit, man. Oh, alright. The snitch tweeted twice this week. One of them, people figured out real quick. Apparently the Pinocchio game, Lies of P, is coming to Game Pass. It's probably going to be announced at Gamescom. That's
That's the weird
Oh, that trailer
grim
this
one.
morning.
That's the Pinocchio Souls
Looks like
game.
Bloodborne.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like Bloodborne, and I won't play it because it's a Souls game. It looks cool, but it's a Souls game.
I don't understand his other tweet, and I don't know that anybody else has figured it out yet. So he tweeted a picture of the Dune movie poster, but it's reversed, and it has his hair on the character.
Hold on.
I'm gonna show you the. I'm gonna add the tweet to the.
Yeah, please link that tweet because I have no idea what the fuck we're talking about at this point.
So the Dune movie poster,
Okay,
but it's reversed, and he's got his like avatar's hair on the character.
Okay, so I have to ask a question because clearly I'm not following up. Who the fuck is this snitch? Like, what am I?
Dude, he's 100% accurate. If you look at his Twitter feed, he only tweets like once in a while, and it's always right. He tweeted about the Final Fantasy remake, not the Crisis Core. He tweeted about Persona. He tweeted about Overwatch 2 release date. He tweeted about Hollow Knight coming to Game Pass day one.
And what is this supposed to be?
I don't know. Nobody's
Oh,
figured this
okay.
out yet. Like
He's,
he always
This is just
tweets in
QAnon for
code.
gamers. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Fuck this noise. It's just QAnon bullshit for gamers. I'm checking out, boys. Checking
He
out.
usually tweets 2 to 3 days before something is announced. Like he tweeted 2 days before the Embracer thing. He said, "Being afraid of the dark is what keeps most of us alive."
Wow.
What does that make? What does it mean?
Alone in the dark.
The Alone in the Dark.
Yeah. He
Like,
literally
yeah.
just tweets it.
fucking
So I'm gonna.
Jesus
You think this is cryptic? Do you know how they figured out the Lies of P one? It's a Morse code that, when translated, gives you a quote from the Pinocchio novel, and the Morse code is done in green. So Xbox.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna
Oh, I
close
hate
this.
this
I was gonna
douchebag
sit here and try to
already.
figure this out, but now I'm actually. That's fine. He's doing a lot. I'll wait.
Yeah. So I don't know what the Dune one is. I don't know that anybody's figured it out. I don't know if it's happened yet, because this was tweeted on August 17th. That was 4 days ago.
I don't even have what could that even be? Like,
There has to be a significance to the fact that it's backwards and it has his hair on it.
yeah.
And I don't know what it means.
This looks like the Halo fucking 5 trailer where it's like, who could be in the cloak? Oh, it's Master Chief. Why is he wearing a cloak in the middle of the desert?
Because he's fucking Master Chief and he didn't want you to know who he was. Alright, I'll move on because I don't know. Delays. We got some delays here. Evil West was delayed till November. That game looks cool.
As long as it's this year. Yeah, I'm excited for that.
High on Life was delayed to December.
Oh my god, delayed. Oh my god, God won't be able to fire. Can you just, by the way, there's voices in that WB multiverses, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Holy fuck. I cannot imagine playing it, someone playing as Rick or Morty. Oh.
Well,
not
you can't like spam their voices. Like, if you press up on the D-pad, you do a taunt. I think everybody's default when they say something, but it doesn't like, you can't
Thank
like
Christ.
trigger Rick to be like wubble of a dub 120 times real quick. You know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah.
I mean,
but they do say stuff while they're fighting and
Can I
stuff.
pay to say Wubba Lubba Dub Dub?
Right, I would pay to do this, yes. But
I'm Pickle Rick. Yeah.
that too.
Ugh.
The fun fact about that game, I don't know if you looked in the options, but there is a way to filter bad language and not.
Yeah, they ask your age when you boot it up.
I didn't know
Yeah.
how to filter.
Yeah.
And okay.
So it's already filtered, so you have to turn on the bad language. So apparently there's characters in the game now that curse.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go turn that off because I'm curious.
I think
Huh.
Harley Quinn does.
That wouldn't shock me.
Yeah.
Arya probably. Have you
Why
seen
is-
that people want Walter White? Like, there's a pretty cool like Twitter campaign, and he has like a pretty decent looking mock-up for him in multiverses. And I'm like, the more I look at it, I'm like, damn, now I want to put Walter
Yeah.
White in this game.
Except that he'd be cooking meth, and I don't think that would go over well.
Yeah, but if you look at the movie, because that's what I was thinking, I was like, the problem would be, how do you turn his obviously illegal stuff into something that would be kid friendly? So they just reference that it's just science. So he's just like cooking something and it like drops random. Like the dude came up with a whole move set for him and then like it would fit in an E-rated thing. Like obviously grown people would know, what he's from and everything. But yeah, it would fit.
Jesse, we need to cook.
If he shake and bakes fucking meth and it could possibly explode in his face, I'm down for this. That'd be a very interesting twist.
All right.
Did I just go too far in depth on how to cook meth and the different
Yes,
methods
I think
of
you
doing it?
probably
Okay.
did.
All right.
You're on a
now,
list now.
now I have to explain. I watched this on CNN. And shake and bake, they
Sure
use
you
a
did.
bottle and... Alright, anyways, I watched on CNN and like the guys are covered like head to toe in like a flame-proof suit because if this thing explodes, because you do it wrong, it'll just burn the skin. And it's methamphetamine too, so it's just like lava meth. It involves like using like a pop bottle, and you have to literally shake it to get it to cook. And I'm just like, who the fuck would do this? Because you're like, yeah, just sometimes it explodes. I'm like, what the fuck?
All right.
I'm just saying it would make a good mechanic. Cool. You fucking put in the inputs wrong.
I mean, I would laugh. Yeah. I mean, that would, yeah.
I got a game that's not delayed. How's that?
Woohoo!
Gotham Knights has gone gold.
Again, woohoo! I'm excited for that game now.
I hope that game is good. Please be good.
I do. Yeah.
We got some movie. Oh, what was that?
I don't know, man. I saw some more gameplay footage of that, and it reminds me a lot of the Avengers.
Well, speaking of the Avengers, I'll do that before it's a good segue there. The Winter Soldier is coming to Marvel's Avengers. How the fuck are they still putting content in this game? Didn't they sell Crystal D?
I mean, contracts have to end, I'm assuming, with this.
This is funny, though.
But-
Well, and what's funny is the characters that they keep adding are all the ones that were on that leaked list, too. So I kind of think that list of them is true, and maybe they have to finish all those up.
Whatever
or
happened
something, I
to
don't know.
She-Hulk? Did she release?
Not yet, but she's coming. There was an interview where one of the developers, somebody said something, and he was a bad liar, and She-Hulk is coming. He all but confirmed it. So yeah.
No,
so
Winter
again, she
Soldier's
was on
also
that list.
coming, and who the fuck is still playing Avengers?
Not even me. I haven't played it in so long, and I went super hard in that game because I'm a comic book fan. But there's nothing to do, and you get so tired of beating up the same robots over and over and over again.
Yeah.
And
the loot system's not even good, so
No, it's not. It's not.
All right, movie news time. If you don't know the news, does anybody want to guess? I got 3 new movies announced for video games this week.
Oh wait, I know one of these.
Yeah, you need to. Okay, well then guess one because I don't fucking know any of these.
Just guess, because
What?
I mean, fuck it. What are you gonna?
Days Gone is one of them.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
that's one of them
real.
for sure.
That's real.
Yeah.
that
So
one's real.
can I just say, and I know I'm not the first person to say this, so I'm not breaking down any boundaries. So they couldn't get a fucking sequel, but they'll get a goddamn movie.
And it won't even be
Yeah.
with Sam Witwer, just FYI.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Who is an actor and a good one? Like what?
Yep.
Yeah, he was great. I loved him in the game. The only complaint I ever had with Days Gone was, wow, you could trim a lot of just game off of this and it would still be...
Oh
it'd
yeah,
be
that game
probably
is way
better
too
for it.
long. That game is way too
But the
long.
story
Yeah.
is fantastic.
I like it. I am enjoying it. I'm in the middle of so many different PlayStation games because I don't turn on my PlayStation too much, but I like what I play of that, but it is long. Like there's a lot of fetch missions and stuff that doesn't need to clear these.
That's not even
triggers.
That's not even the biggest issue. So you'll finish that game twice.
Yep. It's
By
got
that I
Lord
mean
of the
you'll get
Rings
to a
shit.
point. You'll be like, oh man, we're getting close to the ending clearly, and then something happens. You're like, what? And they're like, yeah, you're going somewhere else. I'm like, what?
Wow. Okay.
And so I'm like, okay. So then you drive further, and you're like, I suppose, man, but like, you could have wrapped it up there and saved this for a sequel.
Get that, wrap it up, B.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
but the story never stops to be like, oh, this is terrible. I wish I wasn't playing this anymore. It's just like, wow, I really wish I could do story stuff only right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terrence, I don't understand how you play halfway through a whole bunch of stuff at once.
Teach me,
My brain
sir.
literally cannot do that.
Listen, it's so difficult because when you see those memes of people going back to like an RPG in the middle and loading up a save and be like, all right, what the fuck was I doing? That's
Yeah.
totally me. Like
I
I've
can't.
restarted games because I'm like, I have no earthly idea. I got to start over. So
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't. I have to play something until it's finished. You know what's funny is I had trouble. This is how bad it is for me. I had trouble starting Cyberpunk because I hadn't finished Power Wash Simulator.
Okay,
Wow.
sorry, I can't
that's not even a
not laugh
story.
at that.
I know. But my brain is so hardwired after 20 years of finishing one game at a time that I can't start something new until I finish what I. So let me give some background. I may have told this on the podcast before, but in the highfalutin days of EB Games, when let's just say I didn't exactly buy everything with money every time. It was more of a trade-in economy, or a purchase and return economy, as it were, 20 years ago, when their return policies were much less stringent than they are today.
Or you knew people that worked there.
Yeah,
Right.
I miss the good old days. Let me tell you, I was talking about that on Twitter the other day.
Yeah, so I made that probably sound a little more illicit than it needed to. The policy was that you could buy stuff, take it home, play it, and then return it 2 weeks later if you didn't like it.
Yep.
And so I bought a lot of stuff and then returned it 2 weeks later because I didn't like it and played other stuff.
Using finger quotes of "didn't like it."
Yes.
Yep.
And so it was completely within their policy. It was nothing illicit there. But at that time, I played a lot of stuff and finished none of it. Because it was basically like renting for 2 weeks, right? I had to take it back. And so I decided way back then that I wasn't enjoying video games by trying to play all of them just like halfway. And so I made the decision then that I was only going to play one at a time. And if I didn't like it, then I would, quit, and play something else. But if I liked it, I was going to play it all the way through, and I wasn't going to start anything else until I finished it. And what it eventually led to was a good understanding of what I liked and what I didn't like, and only buying games that I knew I was going to like. And so it's very difficult for me, even now, even if the game doesn't have any story in it, to stop halfway through something and start something else. It feels weird for me to stop playing something and switch to something else, to go back and forth between games. Console games. I can feed in a mobile game or a handheld game, but I very, very, very rarely stop a console game midway through and start playing something else, even if it's something I really, really want to play.
I got you. My thing is actually the reverse of yours, because I was always playing stuff that took me too long to finish. JRPGs, epic long stories, and it would take a long time. So I was missing out on other stuff. So I kind of switched my philosophies of, I'm just going to get it and I'll play it. And then something else new is coming out I want. Well, I'll get that and start playing it. And then I started bouncing around like that. So I always go back and finish the stuff. It just might be, a year or two later than everybody else.
Now you know why I'm always playing old stuff while everybody else is playing the new stuff.
It makes sense. I got it.
It's crazy. It's crazy that we got here, and I still got 2 more movies to tell you about.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
So I'm trying to think. Is Uncharted getting a sequel movie?
No, these have never.
they probably
Okay,
are,
I'll
but-
give you the hint that these have never been movies before.
Oh.
And this is, by the way, on top of the Rock movie that he says is going to be like part of some. He's like, it's a great.
I don't know if he's in
beloved
one of
friend.
these 2, but if he is, that'd be
Well, no.
weird.
Oh, 'cause,
Kirby.
The Rock has said that he's doing a movie based off of some beloved franchise, and nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. Everybody's like, He's not talking Spy Hunter, right? Like, they're not going back to that well.
They already do that? Wasn't he? Oh, wait, he was in the game. That's
They were
right. It was
supposed to
be a
make a
movie.
movie.
a movie.
Movie.
Yeah, it was
And then
supposed to be a
never did.
movie. Yeah.
I would say that you would never guess either one of these.
Okay, well then just give them to us.
Just tell
Give us a
Wow.
hint. I was gonna say, or be a better hint giver.
Comic Zone.
Oh, right.
Wow.
And then the other one's, hold on.
Gonna get
The
it?
other one's a Sega franchise
Yeah,
too.
they're both Sega.
This one's a Dreamcast
PC,
game,
man.
everybody.
Dreamcast game.
PC, man.
You're right console.
Oh.
Jet Set Radio.
Nope.
Nope.
What else was on?
Ooh la la.
I would
Space
say
Channel
Skies of
5?
Arcadia,
Yep.
but I'm sure they wouldn't do
They're
that.
making a Space Channel
Space
5
Channel
movie?
5?
Yeah. Yeah.
How does that even work?
I don't know.
How does Comic
Not to
Zone
mention,
work?
Michael Jackson's been dead for 12 years.
Like, his hologram will be
But
in it.
Space Michael's still alive.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Also,
there
they
you go.
can't make a Ready to Rumble movie.
I know this sounds made up, but this was tweeted last night. I'm not even kidding.
From Sega.
At some
That
point,
is
there was
wild.
a Streets of Rage TV series or something like that supposed to be being made too.
I think I can get my head around how you make a Comic Zone movie, right? Because
Yeah.
it's just, guy goes
It's
into
Cool
a comic
World.
book. Right, yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
That's basically what happened in Cool World, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. But this is, I don't know how you make a Space Channel 5 movie.
Yeah, that I cannot wrap my. But you know what? I don't know how you make a Barbie movie, and apparently it's just going to be awesome.
It's true.
I'm like, why?
I mean, Hollywood is just a content farm now. It's fine. Just make everything.
They're going to make a
Space Channel
Parappa the
5.
Rapper movie next.
Dude, I would totally go to the theater
I
to
would
see
watch
a
that.
Parappa the Rapper movie.
Man, I would like another one of those games. I liked Parappa the Rapper. I
Fucking
never played the other one, but Jimmerlammy.
It was,
Yeah, I didn't play that one.
It was okay, but rapping
Mm.
just works better in that style.
Yeah.
All right, I still got a lot more news to get through, so we'll just keep on going. Disney and Marvel have announced that they're doing a game showcase on September 9th, so that's upcoming. Dead Island 2, it's a shame Drew had to leave. Dead Island 2 was leaked by Amazon, apparently going to be announced at Gamescom, releasing on February of 2023.
I'll believe it when I actually can buy it.
Yep.
I feel like that's had release dates for so many years.
It's been through like 12 developers. I don't know.
Yeah. It's Duke Nukem Forever all over again.
Yep. KOTOR remake has been moved apparently to Saber Interactive. So there is that. A quick Helldivers 2 trailer leaked. That's apparently coming to PlayStation. Ubisoft Plus is starting to show up on the back end, so maybe that's an announcement for this week for Gamescom, finally making its way to consoles. The next Fortnite crossover has been leaked. Anybody want to guess it? I mean, the last one was DBZ, man. You got Ariana Grande doing Kamehamehas or whatever they're called.
Kamehamehas, and yes, that she did. Is it Lord of the Rings? I feel like I read this.
So there's 4 that people were putting out there that are gonna happen, but it's Lord of the Rings is not the next one.
Oh, okay. I don't know what the next one is. I don't know. It's something cool, I hope.
Destiny.
The game?
Yeah.
What? Okay.
I got nothing anymore with Fortnite. Fortnite is just, I don't even know.
They just do their own thing. Like,
Yeah.
Fortnite is just in a class clearly by themselves. Like, they do their own thing. Like,
Mhm.
Destiny?
Yeah.
What are you going to...
I don't
Okay.
know. Whatever. Kena, the Bridge of Spirits, is getting a huge patch. They've also announced a Steam version. I will include New Game Plus as well as some new outfits.
I was hoping it was going to be announced on Xbox. I saw that trailer, but
Me too, but it wasn't. That game's good too. So, Anthony, we got the Sunsoft announcements. They announced 3 games.
I was very happy.
Yeah, we got Icky Unite, Euphoria, and Gimmick. Those were their announcements.
Euphoria and Gimmick are huge. Like, I'm surprised that they were like, yeah, let's do those. Like, oh, okay.
Hey,
they
Sunsoft
remakes?
is back.
Yeah, sort
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Ports.
Okay. Okay.
So you guys remember that tweet I sent you the other day from Seamus Blackley?
Yes.
He deleted it.
Ooh.
That makes it even more interesting to me now. Yeah, I don't know. He said we're getting the band back together, and before that he was tweeting pictures of him with Bill Gates. Also, it's worth noting that he was the one that got the reissue of the Duke greenlit.
I remember that saga.
So, and he asked at one point about, a mini Xbox with games on it, and he retweeted that like a couple weeks ago. And then the tweet he deleted said getting the band back together. Like, come on. What are you
Xbox
doing?
Mini confirmed.
What are you doing? All right, a couple more stories. Sega Genesis Mini 2, I've got the full list of games. Every single one of them. Afterburner 2, Alien Soldier, Atomic Runner, Bonanza Brothers, Clay Fighter, Crusader of Senti, Desert Strike Return to the Gulf, Earthworm Jim 2, Elemental Master, Fatal Fury 2, Gain Ground, Golden Axe 2, Granada, Hellfire, Herzog Sui, Lightning Force Quest for the Dark Star, Midnight Resistance, Outrun, Outrunners, Phantasy Star 2, Populous, Rainbow Islands Extra, Ranger X, Rystar, Rolling Thunder 2, Shadow Dancer, The Secret of Shinobi, Shining Force 2, Shining in the Darkness, Sonic 3D Blast, Splatterhouse 2, Streets of Rage 3, Super Hang-On, Super Street Fighter 2, The New Challengers, The Ooze, The Revenge of Shinobi, Toe Jam and Earl, Panic and Funkatron, Truxton, Vector Man 2, Viewpoint, Virtual Racing, Warsong, and then Sega CD games we get Echo the Dolphin Tides of Time, Final Fight CD, Mansion of Hidden Souls, Night Striker, Night Trap, Robo Aleste, Sewer Shark, Shining Force CD, Sylphied, Sonic CD, and the Ninja Warriors.
That's Jesus.
Oh, wait. More games. Bonus games. We've got Devi and P, previously unreleased. Fantasy Zone, a new port. Space Harrier 2 plus Space Harrier. Spatter, Star Mobile, Super Locomotive, and Versus Puyo Puyo Sun.
I mean, that's a pretty good list.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely a good mix of stuff. Like, man.
Sega CD
That
games
Echo
on there
of
is
Time.
cool.
Yeah, that Echo of Time is probably what is it? Whatever the full title is. That one, the Sega CD Echo the Dolphin game was probably my favorite one.
Well, there's Echo the Dolphin and Echo the Tides of Time.
The Tides of Time, that's the one. I couldn't think of what the full thing. I'm an old man. I'm sorry, y'all. But yeah, Tides of Time is that one. That one was probably my favorite Echo game. But yeah, that's a pretty. I'm gonna have to look at that now.
It's $100 bucks.
Only available on Amazon.
Yeah, only on Amazon. It's $100 bucks. So.
You don't get what is it? Prime shipping because it's got to come from Japan.
Yeah, they're not releasing it stateside officially. They're just going to offer it to people in the U.S.
Oh, okay. Right.
The next two stories kind of mixed, but they're also kind of weird. So Weta is apparently making a Lord of the Rings game based on the novels with Private Division. This news came first, so people were like, okay, well, they're making a game. And then something happened, and it kind of threw this into what the hell happened. So Embracer just bought everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
It just rolled up to everybody's house with a truck of money and was like, this is for you.
So the weird thing is they announced they bought 6 things, but they could only tell us 5 of them because the 6th one is, I don't know, something's going on. So they bought Tripwire Interactive, which is the company that makes Killing Floor. They bought Singtrix, which I think is like what is that? They do stuff for games like audio stuff, right?
I think so.
Tuxedo Labs, which made that, what's that new demolition game that everybody talked about? Fuck.
Was it Wreckfest?
Singtrix is karaoke people.
Okay. I knew it was some kind of audio thing. Tuxedo Labs makes the demolition game. I don't remember what it's called. They also bought limited run games, which is weird. And they acquired.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Every time, no, look. I'm not gonna. I went into it in my Wonder Boy review. If you are proven to have a distribution service that goes to retailers, having a limited run portion of your company is so fucking stupid and shitty. Like, just sell. Like, I get it. Not every game is gonna sell on Walmart's shelves or whatever. But why the fuck would you? Okay, so in is the only reason why I'm saying this is because Strictly Limited games and in are the same publisher, yet in gets on store shelves and Strictly Limited chooses not to. So Embracer does sell stuff in store shelves right now, and they're gonna buy limited run and still only print stuff there. And it's like, but if you're getting the rights, why wouldn't you like? Why would a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game go to just limited run? Why would Scott Pilgrim, which, by the way, still Ubisoft published, so fuck them. Like, why are all these big companies? You can just put this out and you can make more money.
Well, maybe Embracer is buying them to just get rid of them. I mean, sometimes companies buy other companies just to kind of fold them in, not to necessarily keep them
happier.
Yeah, they could just be doing that. Like, maybe they're like, we'll just get rid of the competition. That way we can now control that and do the same stuff, but put it in a store.
Anthony
big
really
business.
does, he doesn't like LRG.
I know. I've seen his. Yeah, he's not a fan.
And finally, they acquired the IP rights to the Lord of the Rings.
Book rights.
Book rights, correct. And
the only reason why I specify that is because you might still see stuff from Warner Brothers that is based off of the movies.
Well, apparently the Tolkien estate reached out to Warner Brothers and was like, yo, y'all ain't making a movie. And HBO was like, yes, we are. And they're like, no, you're not. So they took it back. That's what I heard.
Yeah, that's usually how some of those deals are.
Right,
like if you don't...
I think they still have some ownership over what has already been made.
Maybe what's been made, but there won't be new stuff, right?
It's licensing's such a weird fucking thing. It's like, I think if it says Harry Potter and has characters that are distinctly from Harry Potter books, they have to pay J.K. Rowling. But it's like, if it's called something else and isn't named Harry Potter, they don't have to pay her as much. It's weird shit like that.
Yeah,
or I don't know how much they can meddle.
So
I figured they're. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was going to finish off. Go ahead.
I was just going to say I figured that their deal was similar to like the Marvel Sony thing with like Spider-Man. So like Sony has the I can't think of the right word, but they can like the visual rights for Spider-Man, right? So they can make the movies, they can do a game and stuff like that. Whereas Marvel has the comic book stuff. So all that stuff they can do. But if they want Spider-Man in a game or a movie, they got to get Sony's permission. So I figured this is like the same thing. Like Embracer owns the book rights to Lord of the Rings, but if they want to do something with the movie stuff that everybody is more knowledgeable of, they would have to get something from Warner Brothers. Anthony?
Yeah, I believe so. Because, like, if you look at it this way, going back to Marvel, like, yeah, Marvel can make a Spider-Man comic, whatever, but it's like, if they want to use the suit or the font from, say, the Raimi movies, they have to pay Sony.
Yep.
Like, it's weird because of, like, stuff that you... So, a more generic example is, like, you can have Sherlock Holmes in your stuff, but if it uses certain elements that were made towards the end of the author's life, because he wrote new books, those are still under copyright. So it's like if you mentioned Watson's divorce, like that's a big no-no. That's a lawsuit happening there. Like, it's fucking copyrights and rights management is just fucking.
Well, the weirdest thing
mess.
to me was always when Marvel started doing the MCU, they weren't allowed to say the word mutant. Remember that?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. They just now can because they bought
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
Also, this just means we're getting a remaster of the Hobbit game from the GameCube, motherfuckers.
There you go.
That was one on PlayStation 2. I think I played it on Play. Yeah,
it's on PlayStation 2. You get a more accurate looking Gollum.
Yeah, let's do that. Bilbo's here, bitches. Let's go. All right, that's all my news. Got a couple emails. Rick writes in and says, "Hey y'all, have you seen the new show on Paramount Plus about League of Legends? I was totally sucked into it as an actual documentary, but definitely thought some stuff felt scripted. Anyway, during about episode 8, my wife looked up at the show, unbeknownst to me, and blurted out, 'It's totally fake!' God, I was so immersed, but it kind of ruined it. I'll probably finish anyway since there's some great gamer ego rage in it. Cream cheese must be modeled after that uber douche master gamer from Grandma's Boy. Thoughts?"
I did not see this.
I didn't either.
I just heard a bunch of words. I'm.
Well, see, I like League of Legends, and at first I thought he was talking about
That was your
Arcane,
first
but then he's
mistake.
talking about, first of all, League of Legends is a good game, first of all.
Yeah, but they're all. I'm not complaining about the game. I'm complaining about the people that play it.
That is very extraordinarily toxic. But yeah, I don't know what he's talking. I have to look at Netflix. I'm sorry.
He also says, "Can anyone explain League to me? It looks team-based where you can either go after other players or some big boss thing called the Baron to end the game."
Well, no, you wouldn't. Oh man, so that's a long. Okay.
Ooh, I just
High
heard
level.
thunder.
Here's
League
how
of
this
Legends.
works. You jump in, you don't know how the game plays, and you're like, I'll learn as I go. And then as soon as you get into a match, everybody's telling you to fucking leave because you suck. And then you're like, I'm never playing this again. That's how League of
you never play it
you play
again.
League of Legends. Or you have extremely strong ego, and you just go, fuck these people, I'm gonna fuck this shit up. And then you continue to play, and eventually you get good.
I'm
You
sure
get
you
good.
hear some choice language in there too about your race or your sexual orientation.
Oh, you used to.
Yeah, sexual orientation.
The
is
filters,
definitely.
the filters and stuff are a little better, but yeah, he's absolutely right. Like I was lucky enough a friend got me into it, so I had a partner, so I didn't have people yelling at me at how terrible I was. But yeah, I mean, you pick a character and it's all about laning. So you have to kill minions to level up your character. You get better attacks. You buy gear from the gold that you get from killing minions. And then once you're strong enough, then you can push. You have to knock down towers to get to the opponent's nexus. The objective of the game is to destroy the nexus. The Baron and the Dragon, those are power-ups that you can kill. They usually require either a full team or an extremely talented few of people to take those out, and they'll power up your team, to which will help you all push those towers and, destroy their nexus. That's really what it is. High level, like boots on the ground, it takes a lot to get into it because there's a lot of variations of, items that you can buy that will augment your power and abilities and stuff. It's a whole rabbit hole. Like if you decide to get into League of Legends, it can be a lot. And yeah, you have to put up with the toxic people, which is, even more, but yeah.
He also says, "P.S. Anthony, can you please stop yelling into the mic? Love the show. Keep up the good work." What the fuck is that?
That's Johnny Mnemonic. That's how I feel when Terrence was talking about how to play.
Now I know
lights flashing and
now I know how y'all
just
feel when
kinda
I talk
shaking the
about
chair.
Overwatch. What's up?
They can at least understand that.
Hey, I hit Diamond for the first time ever this week. I felt
All that.
pretty
Congratulations
proud.
too, man. Congrats.
Man, I heard a lot
But
of
isn't that
choice words while I was playing. Just it.
Ain't that gonna make your entry into Overwatch 2 harder? Because you're gonna go into that as a diamond, right? Like
Yeah,
you're gonna be playing with the.
I merged my accounts this week, which literally took me holding the A button for 30 seconds on my controller. And I don't. I played the PC version twice. Okay, I didn't need to merge anything.
Okay, question.
Right.
They're not resetting before they go into Overwatch 2?
They will never reset MMR in Overwatch.
Oh my.
That game would be Anthony. That game would be broken for months if they
It really
reset
would.
MMR.
I mean, you already have to deal with all the Smurf accounts. Like, that's the stuff that put me off. I'm like, there's no way you're a 2-star and you out here pulling off these kind of plays, sir. Like,
No.
whatever.
There's too many Smurfs in that game. There really is.
Yeah.
Sir, I believe you are bullshitting me, and I do not appreciate it.
I'm looking forward to so much of that game changing. Like the CC is going away in Overwatch 2. Thank fucking God. And the fact that you have to have a phone number for your Blizzard account, that's going to cut down the Smurfs. Damn, that rain is hard. I can hear it on my window. All right. Last email comes from Antonio. He says, wouldn't it be funny if Dead Island 2 was better than Dying Light 2? I haven't even finished Dying Light 2 due to a game-breaking fast travel bug that is yet to be fixed. I played a bit of Madden 23 Trial, and it's the smoothest feeling Madden I've ever played. Unfortunately, as I'm not really into the franchise anymore, I'll wait for it to hit EA Play next year. On a related gaming note, my friend who is a teacher and his family moved to Spain a couple months ago. Now I have to listen to him tweet about the sensible health care and multi-hour siestas everybody's taking during the hottest part of the day, and it's pissing me off.
The last part was funny. All right.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you there. Like, God.
I mean, yeah. But that Madden is good.
That Madden feels really good. Like, last year's game was super disappointing, and coming into this year, it feels so much better.
Yeah, that's the only part that I guess lament about my review is because I didn't play. I can't compare it to last year's.
Well, just go play it on fucking...
Well, actually, yeah, because my son
Game
has
Pass,
it. Actually,
right?
I can play his.
Oh,
Yeah,
you could do that too.
Yeah, I can play his. I'll do that. Because, I was like, but it just, oh my God, it's so good. But yeah.
Yeah, I would laugh my ass off if Dead Island 2 is actually good, especially if it's, because I truly fell off Dying Light 2. I know Drew reviewed it. He played it a lot more than I did, but man, I fell off that game, and I loved the first one. So
I didn't even buy it, and I loved the first one.
Horror game that I actually loved. So
I don't know, man. That game felt weird. It just didn't feel right in some way. Like, I feel like a lot of games nowadays, they just try to be too much. They try to be everything, and I don't need them to be that.
Yep. I feel the same way. It's just because you can do a thing doesn't always necessarily mean that you should do a thing. Like, you don't have to put everything into it. Like,
I don't know. I felt like that's always been the case. Like, we used to have this mentality of, like, it's got to be bigger, it's got to be better. Sometimes it's got to be more refined. It doesn't have to be bigger.
What if we learned how to slide as part of the parkour system that you have to level up?
I mean, I don't want to.
What if we had to learn how to crouch as an adult?
If one of your tree, like, skill tree perks is making the game more fun, I don't want your skill tree. Like, you know why Just Cause 2 was awesome? Because the grappling hook just fucking did what it did.
Yep.
Just Cause 3, you had to upgrade that shit. That made it not as fun. So.
And I don't think I played the fourth one.
Fourth one was about the same. It, as much as I love Mortal Kombat, I really don't like this whole gear slot and gem shit. Like, it drives me up a wall. I'm like, just give me like 3 costumes to unlock.
I mean, I get why they're doing it because that's the other thing. Everybody wants to, have personalized, right? So you can, with the gyms and all that stuff, you can make your own play style because this will fix this combo or this will give you this move or whatever. Like, I get it, but at the same time, is there not like a happy medium to where those of us that don't want to do all of that can still, but, do cool stuff? And then not take away from, you know what I mean?
There's like 6,000 things in Mortal Kombat 11 that I never interacted with because I'm like, I don't care that this is gaining me profile XP 2% buff.
Yep. I'm the same. I feel it. I'm the same way.
Yeah,
There's a lot that I didn't do
agree
with
100%.
that.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Like, the Injustice 2 stuff with the loot was kind of cool, but even after a while I was like, I don't care.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was the start of it with them too, I think, was the Injustice 2 with the loot system. Cause like I did start off hot and heavy with that. Like, I'm make my Batman look player. And then I literally, Batman is the only character that I like super invested in the loot to make his look like I grinded to make him look how I wanted him to look. Yeah. Like everybody else, I was just like, YOLO, I don't care. I'm just playing the game.
And also the level system was broken. Like, if you didn't turn that off, it wasn't even fair.
No, it was not. Not at all.
Like, I got 1,000 more health than you, fuck you, and I hit you 10 times harder. Okay.
Yeah, like it was no point to even play somebody if you were under leveled to them because their stats was so much higher. Like, no.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just feel like games try to be way too much, and they don't need to be. Like, simplicity is king nowadays. I know people are like, "Whoa, I gotta get my money's worth." I was like, "Motherfucker, I don't even have enough time to spend on your."
You gotta,
But you know what though?
No.
Is that a symptom of our age? Have we just or is it
You know,
because we're
somewhat.
older
No,
that
I
we've
don't-
gotten that?
I don't fully buy into that. Like, go look at like Grand Theft Auto 3, which is, you know, one of the first open world games. Or even, you know what, let's go further, because that's not really necessarily fair. San Andreas. Yeah, sure, there's still a ton of stuff to do in it, but it's not like the map is just like cluttered with a bunch of random shit to
That's true.
touch and do. And my
Yeah.
thing is like, they had you drive certain distances, but like not every house on the block was something you interacted with. And that's the problem with a lot of games now, is like, well, we have this open world, but why? So it's this not like we have this open world, we're going to, and it's open for a reason. It's like we have this open world and now we have to fill this open world with things to do. Otherwise it just seems pointless. But that means that it was pointless kind of to begin with. You shouldn't have made an open world. It works in games like Mad Max where I'm driving across a desert. You know, that's kind of the feel of the game right there. But like, I don't know, there's certain games where you, like Days Gone, a game we were talking about, doesn't need to be an open world game.
No,
It just didn't.
No, it didn't. It doesn't. Or but yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't need to be an open world game. Actually.
So it's like that was a big fault against that game. It felt like it was but it needs to be open world to justify the price, but then they have to justify the open world. So if that's the case, like that that loop of justification doesn't really make any sense. We'd have an open world. It's $70 or whatever. It's $60, so it needs to be open world. But then it needs to have enough content to justify $60 as well. So we have to fill that world with crap, which then just kind of ruins the actual story we're trying to tell. So then it's like, but is this worth $60? And it's like, well, it's open world. So we're back at the beginning again. It's just like, well, that doesn't. You shouldn't be designing games based off of that. Like, as much as I didn't like Destiny, the best parts of Destiny were when you were doing the missions. The open world stuff was the most boring part.
yeah, there's definitely like a lot of just space. I'm not
And
a
like
fan
that's
of
the problem
space.
with a lot of games, is just that there's space, and it's like you miss why certain games do that. Like certain games clearly do that. Like, you know, Elder Scrolls. Yeah, it's supposed to feel like this gigantic world, right? It makes sense, but like, you know, then they even started falling into like, oh, there needs to be something everywhere. It's like, not really. Like forests don't necessarily have things every 4 steps.
Well, think about the games that did it well. Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Elden Ring, like games like that are big worlds, but they're not littered with crap to do. It's just interesting to do the things in those worlds.
Do things in the world.
Right,
Yep. Exactly. That's what it is. The sort of like free flowing adventure, right? So like, yeah, you have stuff like Elden Ring, bosses, dungeons, all this stuff, and they plop you in and say, "Go have fun."
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they're not, you know what I mean? Like it, yeah.
Grand Theft
Well,
Auto
the
5
dungeons-
did that
The
too.
dungeons in Elden Ring are also incredibly well integrated into the world itself, so they don't feel like a separate part of the world. It feels like just a piece of it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's,
Um,
that's a good point.
If
So-
you're not, if you don't understand how to, like, I would rather have a dense, smaller map than like a big map that you've just filled with random crap because you need to justify that space.
Yep.
Yeah,
Right?
I mean,
Absolutely.
think about the difference. Like, well, I don't even want to say think about the difference. Like, I think The Witcher 3 is an example for me of an open world that is done very well, because there's stuff to do between various points, but the entire world feels like real and lived in. It doesn't feel like just a video game level, right? As opposed to, I'm trying to think of something that had a really bad open world.
I mean, there's so many games that have bad open worlds.
Anthem.
Anthem, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, once you're in it, it feels like a video game level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It does.
Even Destiny, I think, is the same way, and I like Destiny, but it feels like a video game level.
Yeah, it feels like you're on a planet, but you feel like you're on like a square of the planet.
Right. Yeah, it's not like a vast, like I'm going to go through a desert and then a forest and then, you know what I mean? It's just, I'm just on this little section of this. Yeah.
Sorry, I just saw that picture.
It's the adult face posted on top.
Wow. That's haunting. Jeez.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like some games just get it, and some games don't. And the games that don't get it, they don't. And Dying Light 2, which is what started this conversation, very much feels like that. As soon as you get out into the open world, it just constant barrage of like, here's this thing you can do, here's this thing you can do, here's this thing you can do, here's this thing you can do. Oh, by the way, you can only do it during the day, because fuck you at night is too hard.
In the first game, it was like, hey, I wanted to explore because it gave me crafting materials.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I haven't played the second one, so I don't know.
So, like, I don't... the way you guys have talked about it, it's like it doesn't feel like it's the same...
No, it doesn't. Like, when you
sense.
hit, like, those, you remember how tense it was in the first game when it got dark? It was like Dragon's Dogma, like Dying Light.
Oh
like,
my gosh.
Those games were really good at it. In this game, there's literally a quick time event to run away from the zombies, and I'm just like, what? Like, this doesn't...
Oh, wow. I thought that was like a whole big thing of that, though. Like that, you know, fearing the night and that, you know, having to run or find the, what was it? The little black lights that would, like, you know, you go to the safe zones and stuff.
But they also...
Now it's a quick time event?
Like, it has like a motion to it. Like, it's... I don't know. It's hard to explain until you experience it. And then on top of that, they strip out, like, it takes so long to level up to actually be fun to move through the world. And I think that's a big problem with it, too.
Oh.
I don't know, man. I feel like people are struggling to just make their games worth it. And then when your game is like that, it's not worth it anyway. So...
I would rather have, like, a small, dense area where you've packed it with things to deal with. Like, I would rather you have, like, a block of New York where, like, every room has something in it than to, like, spread that shit out over all of New York and be like, yeah, see, we made all of New York. Yeah, but, like, this stuff is so dumb that you could have saved me the trip.
Yeah, unless you're swinging around like Spider-Man, then it doesn't matter.
But
because it's just fun, man.
It's one thing if you're mobility, too.
Yeah, travel is the biggest piece that makes a big difference. Not only the ability and accessibility of fast travel, but also the actual mechanism you have to travel around the map is really important.
That's why Halo Infinite's world was fun to travel, because the fucking grappling hook, man.
Yeah.
That thing was super fun.
Yeah, agreed. Also, you know, Elden Ring does a really good job of fast travel, so.
And the horse is so much fun to play.
And the horse is fun, yeah.
It's just, man, I don't know. Making a video game is hard. I would not say that I would do a better job, but, man, sometimes you just don't get it right, and you throw everything at the wall, and nothing sticks, and that's.
Well, sucks. I think we went through a phase there for a while where it was like, bigger automatically means better, and it's just not the case.
So I decided to look up the worst open world games. According to Metacritic, this is from Game Rant, these are the worst open world games. 10 is Fuel.
Oh god, Fuel, man. If you remember that game, I'm sorry.
I don't think I do.
Number 9 is going to hurt.
I mean, I understand I understand it's an open world game, but it's hard for me to consider a driving game like that to be an open world game.
Well, this one's going to hurt you, Ryan. 2 Worlds.
Listen, I like that game, but I recognize that it's not the best.
It's not a good video game, but you know what? Yeah. Whatever.
This is the prime example, sort of what we were talking about, though. Number 8 is Mafia 3.
Oh,
man. Mafia 3, when you're like in a mission and stuff is going down, it's so good.
Yep.
And then they shoot you back out into the open world, and you go,
it's awful.
That game is a game
I didn't finish that because of it.
Yeah, I didn't finish it either because of just not only that, but how big that game was. It was too big.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
that's a game that every time I played it and it was good, I was like, I love this game. But when it was bad, I was like, I don't ever want to play this game again.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is from 2020. I don't really necessarily agree with 7, and it's not because I love the game, but it's No Man's Sky. And I'm like, yeah, at beginning, I would say, yes, it's on this list, because it's an open world that has not much to do with it, other than just survive to be in the open world longer, which, cool. But 6 definitely is Dynasty Warriors 9.
Oh, that game is terrible.
There's an example of we have to
it's
justify.
open world?
Yeah, it's an open world
Yeah,
game.
it was a mistake.
Ugh.
Huh.
No, don't even think about it. It's bad.
Okay.
It was a lot of people hated that it became an open world because it was just
leave
Raw.
Dynasty Warriors alone. Like, the first game was a fighting game, the 9th game was an open world game, everything in between worked. Leave it there.
this
Right.
one.
Yeah.
This one's bad, but I don't blame the open world for it. I blame the tower defense segments. Metal Gear Survive.
Yeah, that world's fine. It just...
Superman Returns is 4.
Yeah.
Bad game.
Oh, so let me just add another piece that's important to open world games. Differentiation in the environment is incredibly important.
Yeah.
Another thing that Elden Ring got right, where you can tell immediately visually what part of the world you're in. Witcher 3 does that well too.
Yeah, Witcher 3 does it. Halo
Yes, it
Infinite is very bad at it.
Yes.
Number 3 is The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Did I play that one? I don't think I played that one.
I remember that. That was a PS4, Xbox
No, that was
One.
a PS3. That was PS3.
Amazing Spider-Man
Xbox
2 is
360.
on PS4 and Xbox One now, right?
I don't think so. I think
No,
that was
it
one
is.
of the.
It is. I did play it. I played it on Xbox One.
I know it's
Really?
on those consoles.
Yeah.
I know it is.
I think
it is.
came out.
Fucking Jesus. All right.
Yeah.
Xbox One came out later, too, for some bloody reason. Alright. That was one of those last crossover games where it was on PS3 and PS4 then.
Yep,
Yeah.
it was. Yeah, it was one of the last ones.
It was bad. The first one wasn't great, and the second one was even worse. Then Driver 3.
I don't even remember that.
I remember that. Oh, God,
But
yeah.
it's like, again, all these sort of fall into the same, like, here's a big open world, and so what? It's not fun to be in. And then the number 1 is just because it's a bad game in general, which is Raven's Cry, which I don't even know if anybody knows.
I don't even know what the
Here.
fuck that is. What is that?
I don't know.
It was a pirate RPG, and it just was a buggy, unfinished mess. So I don't know if that really counts for the open world issues. It's like this is just bad game design in general. Apparently, like if your CPU wasn't fast enough, the audio would like do the Ryan thing where it just wrong way, and then it is probably half the time because
What
it
the
couldn't
fuck just
keep up.
happened?
Yeah, but that's what would happen with the audio. You know when Ryan's internet starts to crap out while he's talking, it sounds like Daffy Duck? No?
I do know what you're talking about because it was happening. I thought it was my internet. I was like, oh, shoot, am I glitching because I'm on Wi-Fi?
No, but that's what that would happen with that game because of like the CPU not being able to like keep the audio. It was just like trying to keep the audio in time with like the video that was playing during the cutscenes, and just a terrible game. But it's just like all those games. It's like, yeah, here's a big open world to explore. Wander. Find your own fun. Well, that's not how I come to video games.
Jesus, I went down a rabbit hole with The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Do you know you can't buy that anymore on digital on Xbox One?
Well, yeah, because it's Activision, and Activision doesn't have the rights to Spider-Man games anymore.
Saudi
Can't
Arabia, just to prove the Activision Blizzard thing.
You can't buy the good ones. The good one either. Shattered Dimensions.
Yeah, but the thing about Xbox One is like 99% of the games that were available digitally are still available. If you want to buy it refurbished, it's listing at $130. If you pay $130 for that game, you're that guy
For
that bought...
Amazing Spider-Man 2?
That game wasn't even that good.
No. Oh, what in the world?
Dude, people pay obscene amounts of money for bad video games just so they can own them, and I will never understand it.
Mm-mm. No, if I'm gonna spend money like that, I'm gonna need to like it. Like, I'm not just gonna buy it just for collector's purposes or whatever. That's no.
I had both those games on PS3 and I sold them at one point. Deadpool was another one that was taken down. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, like all that Activision stuff is just moving on.
I'm glad I own 90% of it. I do not own Amazing Spider-Man, I don't think, but I do own it on PS4.
What was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game called?
Oh, dude, that game, the
I had that on
Platinum
Xbox One, the
game?
one that Ninja Theory or Team Ninja did.
No, Platinum.
Oh, or Platinum, yeah, that's who it was, not Team.
Mutants in Manhattan.
So
Yeah.
so I have the PS4, PS3, and then let's get the Xbox One and 360. So for a complete copy of the PS4 game, it's $50.
That game isn't worth 10.
$30 for the PS3, $40 for the Xbox One, and $20 for the 360. It's just like, it's not a great game, but they've just managed to keep some value because they're off of.
I have that on Xbox One on a disc. Actually, I may sell it because I'm never going to play it.
No.
You want
$40.
Here's one for you. I own this game. I bought it for the $80 or whatever. Godzilla, a bad game that's delisted on PlayStation.
Dude, that game is terrible.
Yeah, $155 for just the disc.
I have a friend that tracked that down actually like a couple years ago and bought it on eBay because it was rare. Not because he wanted to play it, but because it was a rare and hard to find Godzilla game. The one on PS4?
Yeah.
Yep.
That game is bad.
Yep. Yeah, I heard it was. I told him, I was like, dude, that game is terrible. No, it's a collector's item. I guess he paid like $150 for it. Like,
what are you ever
whatever.
going to do with that stuff? Like, I don't understand. I don't know, man. People collect weird things. You know, if it's your thing, whatever. I'm not going to yuck anybody's yum, whatever. But I just don't get it, man. Like, I had so much crap, it was just taking up space. Like, I never played it. I never watched it. Why do I have this?
And here's a weird one for you, because like I know that this game was pulled too. Transformers: Rise of the Dark Spark.
Yeah,
for a PS3 copy, it's $15. For a PS4 copy, it's $40.
That game was not worth $40 when it came out. Nope. Throw that out there. All right. I don't want to keep everybody even longer. That's all the emails. That's all the tweets. We didn't have any tweets because everybody just retweeted us. And that's everything. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it's at N4G Podcast. Be sure to tweet at us sometime. If you want to follow the site, it's at ZTGD Content. You can all follow all of us as well. Drew not here at DML Fury, me at ZTGD, Anthony at Complacent Robot, Terrence at Lord Magnus, and Ryan at Wombat RP. Phoenix Down, they're finished Yakuza 5. That episode will be next week. And Sinking Cities after that, am I right?
Correct.
Okay. I'm just making sure my brain is working. I reinstalled that. I don't know if I'm going to play it or not. I'm definitely not playing it with you guys because I'll be committed and I just can't do that. So I did reinstall it, so maybe I'll go back to it because I do remember enjoying what I played of it. And I think that's it. Emails, podcast at ztgd.com. But I think I'm done.
Tell us all your favorite stories about Paw Patrol. Tell us what your favorite achievement is in Paw Patrol. Tell me which one and then make sure to send it all to at DML Fury.
So many pictures, so little time. But that's all I got for this week. Unless anybody has anything else, we'll get out of here. Peace, bitch.
Alrighty, and it goes something like this.
Epic fail. Welcome to the N4G Podcast. Oh, you can...
It's me, Mario!
going to be a very interesting episode.
Gather time.
Greetings, programs. I got lost trying to find my way to the secret underground N4G Radio lair.
The Wombat. And
always lived in anger.
Killer Wolverine. Play games, not consoles. No fanboys allowed.
And then I killed the dragon. 8.0.
Killed the dragon.